on Navien tankless water heaters with local rebates. It's easy. Visit tanklessmadesimple.com. That's tanklessmadesimple.com.
All 650 acquisition P 30,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage. Forte RE756 120, MSRP 22,320, EV6 P56 03393, MSRP 50,200. Telluride RG5 1041, MSRP 37,935. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 4/30/2024. Dealer stock only.
Hey, Jeff Allen, what's happening over there at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah Wonderland?
Randy, we are making magic on Mount Moriah. 2024 Kia Forte LXS 41 MPG Highway, $199 a month, $34.99 due at signing. 2023 Kia EV6 Win, $249 a month, and a 2024 Telluride LX front-wheel drive, $369. Both $39.99 due at signing, all 24-month lease.
And 0% for 48 months on 2024 EV9, and always get peace of mind with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
So get over there, Gossett Kia South, 2680 Mount Moriah or KiaMountMoriah.com.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
It's time to get up and get your day started.
Morant.
Jawbreaker! It's Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. The first hour of Sports 56 Mornings is brought to you by the Big Green Egg. Now, here are your hosts, Greg and Eli.
Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome in. Weekend just about here. One show to go. Welcome in. Friday, April 19th, 2024. That is the date as we get set for the sports weekend. Should be a pretty solid weekend of sports. But next week, of course, the NFL draft, things will really heat up. That'll start on Thursday. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Zach Boyd with you, broadcasting live as we do each and every day from the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure, it's where family and fun come together. Their spring sale extravaganza continues. Factory direct pricing on swimming pools, spas, patio furniture. Save $1,000 to $5,000 on all spas and swim spas. That's just some of the great deals at Family Leisure. 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. And the first hour of the program is brought to you by the Big Green Egg. Currently 60 degrees. It will get to 65 today. Overcast skies, although rain chances later today, just about 10, 11%. So we should skate through, hopefully. It was a little sprinkle when I was driving to work today. Some lingering rain from overnight, although it wasn't the thunderstorms that I had expected after reading the forecast yesterday. Tomorrow, on the weather front, cloudy skies, 63 for a high, about a 19% chance of rain. And then your Sunday looks to be partly sunny with a high of 64. And again, a pretty low chance of precipitation. So hopefully it will be a pretty nice weekend weather-wise. Coming up on the program today, we will be busy. John Varlas joins us, as he does every Friday from the Daily Memphian. That'll be at 7:25. At 8:05, we'll talk to our good buddy Brevin Knight, wrapping the Grizzlies season up, but talking some NBA playoffs as well with Brevin. The play-in continues tonight with two games, with two winners, and two teams moving into the playoffs. Two teams beginning their break, I should say, a little bit earlier than they want to. We'll talk about those games here in just a moment. At 8:30, we're scheduled to be joined by Colby Rogers, who's now a member of Penny Hardaway's team, as he has transferred via the portal from Wichita State to Memphis. And then at 9:05, we'll talk Memphis spring football. The spring football game is tomorrow, 3 o'clock, Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. We'll be joined by wide receiver Rock Taylor. And then at 9:30 or thereabouts, we'll play 10 in a row. The game show that has swept the nation, give you a chance to win a great prize package. Then we'll wrap it all up, say goodbye, get ready for the weekend. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Week has flown by. They always seem to, as the older we get. I don't know, maybe you don't feel that way, but to me it's, man, oh man, just get the weekend going. There's Monday, you dread Monday, and then all of a sudden you turn around and it's Friday. So things are okay. Last night was quiet in the sports world. First of all, there was a limited amount of Major League Baseball games yesterday. I think there was only one night game because one was postponed. I think it was your Cubs.
Yeah, the Cubs got postponed last night. A little upset about that. I was all set to watch some Cubbies action last night. They're making their charge. They're just about to get into first place, which I'm sure they will not relinquish for the rest of the season. And lo and behold, they were right down.
Yeah. So there was one game that was out in San Francisco, and that was it with baseball. Hockey was kind of like, again, a limited schedule. They're wrapping up the regular season. The playoff teams are already set, so that was meaningless. There was no NBA action last night. So it was a quiet night. It was a rare quiet night in sports, but things, again, will heat up. The weekend, it's okay. It's not great, but you got the start of the NBA playoffs. Obviously, today is the 2 remaining play-in games. You'll have UFL action. The Showboats will be in St. Louis. You'll have the call on radio of that game, which will start at 11:30, I believe it is, in St. Louis tomorrow.
That is correct. And St. Louis is without 2 big pieces of their defense, so could be an opportunity for the Showboats to maybe get their running game going a little bit, but maybe have a big day offensively. They're without the XFL Defensive Player of the Year from last year and another All XFL Defensive Player on their defensive line, so going to be a decimated Battlehawks defense.
Congratulations to Kendrick Davis, friend of the show, the former Memphis Tiger, named to the NBA G League All-Rookie Team. And there's 5 players. It's not like the SEC All-Conference teams when they have like 8 or 9 players. There's 5 players. It included the likes of Oscar Tshiebwe and Kendrick Davis on that first team, 18 points per game, 7.8 assists, even averaged 4.3 rebounds. That guy goes hard. It doesn't matter that he's small in stature. Man, he is a big dude with his heart and his effort and the way he plays the game. So certainly it is great to see a former Tiger prosper the way Kendrick Davis has prospered so far. A very proud young man, has his son. He's talked about his son numerous times. He's talked about his son on our show. So it's great to see that paying off, and hopefully it will pay off eventually with him playing in the NBA.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see if he could get a 2-way deal possibly for next season. But yeah, he was terrific in the G League. He follows, of course, Lester Quinones, who was, funny enough, it's the same team too. The track is for a Tiger to go out to the Santa Cruz Warriors, and you become an all-rookie member in the G League.
Yep.
Lester Quinones did it.
2 in a row.
Of course, that turned into the chance for him to get up with the Warriors, and now Kendrick Davis becomes an all-rookie player. Hopefully he'll get that opportunity, possibly with a 2-way deal next season.
Reed Sheppard has declared for the NBA draft. I don't think that is a surprise. He is projected to be a high lottery pick, the sharpshooter from the University of Kentucky. I'm sure that was his game plan. However, the change at the helm at Kentucky with John Calipari moving on to Arkansas, bringing in Mark Pope, probably didn't want to deal with that either. Who knows? I mean, it seemed like this guy was destined to be a short stayer, if you will, in Lexington, and now he's going to be in the draft. And it's an interesting guy. Can he get his shot off in the NBA? Because if he can create his own shot, as good a shooter as he is from the outside, he's going to get open looks. But can he create a shot? Can he come off the dribble and be able to score on NBA defenders? He's an interesting cat, certainly, for the June NBA draft.
I still like. There seemed to be like this idea that he was going to stay in school. Even once the coaching change started, like people still acted like there was a chance he was going to stay in school.
Who people cover Kentucky?
Yeah, just the people that cover college basketball kept acting like this wasn't a done deal. Like I don't know what he was making in NIL money, and I'm sure it was a decent amount. But the dude's going to be a top 10, possibly a top 5 pick. Like
exactly.
He's not making $7 million, which is like what is. I mean, if he's in the top 10, basically he's going to start his first year at around $7 million at worst. I guess if the number 10, I'm not sure what number 10 is, but number 10's probably going to be $6.5 million, and it goes up from there. Like, I never thought whatsoever there was any chance, unless he was getting some really bad advice from people, that he was going to stay in college.
It's interesting. The conversation now used to be the conversation was, well, you stay another year, perhaps you get injured. And how about if it's a career devastating injury? What do you do? Do you take insurance out on yourself? Remember all the talk about the insurance? Do you get hurt? The other thing was, how about if you get exposed? How about if this was a fluke year and you have trouble next season shooting? All those things we used to talk about. Now it's all about, well, can you make more money in college or make more money as a professional? Whether it be football, whether it be whatever the case may be. But in this case, there's no question. Look, there are schools that are paying out a lot of money in NIL. But you're going to be a lottery pick, as you mentioned. You're going to make an awful lot of money. Your stock is high. I still question whether or not he's going to be able to get his shot off consistently in the NBA. But why not? You have to strike while the iron's hot. And that's exactly what he's doing.
When Oscar Tshiebwe stayed at Kentucky for his last year, and I think, if I remember correctly, he was supposedly reportedly making like $2 million.
Right. Which I don't know
if he was like Oscar Tshiebwe was not probably going to be drafted, or if he was going to be a second round late pick.
That's a different story.
He was going to be making, again, probably nearly $7 million in his first year in the NBA. Like it's
right.
It's a whole different. I don't believe Kentucky has the type of NIL money to match that type of rookie contract.
Well, again, a projected second rounder, or maybe not even being drafted compared to a lottery pick. That's a whole different story. And now with the NIL, it makes that decision easier to just stay where you are. Other news from the transfer portal. According to reports, Ole Miss and Chris Beard have struck again. Now, somebody said they're 4 for 4. I don't know if Beard has reached out to some that have decided to go elsewhere, but I know that they have gotten 4 already in the portal, and that includes a local product. I believe it's Devon Barnes and maybe Davin. We'll ask John Barlas when he joins us. He probably remembers him from his days at Collierville High School, but he transfers from Sam Houston State to Ole Miss.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Chris Beard is he's pretty good at this whole thing. He's gonna, everywhere he's gone, he has won, and he's done it pretty quickly. So I'm sure he's going to continue to work this thing hard, and he's going to put together a good roster. And there is a definite track record of what Chris Beard is able to do everywhere he's ever been. So I would expect nothing different at Ole Miss, and especially now with the transfer portal. And he was doing it before when you didn't have the transfer portal ability to do it. Now with the transfer portal, to be able to go out and get quick fixes, I would expect that he's going to win.
And Barnes was a name that popped up for Memphis as well. And if you believe the reports, somebody who Penny Hardaway was interested in. But again, there are a lot of reasons. You don't know if this young man wanted to play at home for I think he has 1 year of eligibility left, if I'm not mistaken, that he wanted to actually come home and play in Memphis, or if that was a factor at all. Second of all, you look at NIL, and I'm not sure exactly what Ole Miss is dishing out. I know that they have more in the coffers, but certainly Memphis basketball has been able to do a pretty good job, and hopefully, better in the future as far as NIL money for players. But Barnes decides he's going to go to Oxford, right down the road, of course, from Memphis. Speaking of the transfer portal, I found out yesterday that Dallin Hayden is going to visit, it's all set, Colorado and Coach Prime and UCLA, working on a few other visits as well, as there are a number of schools that are very interested in this young man who comes over from Ohio State. So Dallin Hayden will make the visits to these schools, and hopefully before too long he'll have a decision made.
It'd be interesting to see him at Colorado. Obviously, some talent there on the offensive side of the ball with Sanders at quarterback, and Dion is not worried about all the guys leaving. Says guys are leaving and aren't an issue. So, and believes that they're going to have some others coming in. So maybe Dallin is one of the guys that he's counting on coming in.
Nationally, it was a pretty big jolt of news when Jeremy Roach announced he was hitting the portal. The Dookie is probably going to Baylor. That's the lean, according to reports. A decision coming soon, maybe today, that Baylor may end up with Jeremy Roach.
Yeah, I think Duke's entire roster is gone. It's just bizarre.
They have so much coming in, though.
I know. I mean, this is just it. This is just college basketball. Like, even Duke. Like, it's just. I really honestly feel like kids now in college athletics feel like many of them just feel like you have to transfer. Like, you haven't played college sports if you didn't transfer. Like, everybody else is transferring. It's like I have to transfer. Like, why would I possibly stay at one school? I have to transfer because everybody else is doing it.
Unless your name's Seth Hennigan or Rock Taylor or a couple of those guys. But no, you're right. It seems like 90% of them have hit the portal. This is something, again, we'll talk to John about. John Varlas, who will join us in our next segment. KJ Tenor from Cordova signs with West Virginia to play basketball. Not sure, again, if Memphis was in on him or not. Speaking of NIL, this bit of news is interesting. Schools in Virginia will be allowed to directly sign athletes to NIL deals starting July 1st, thanks to a new state law. So while we sit and wait to see whether something will eventually be done, enacted from the NCAA as far as NIL rules across the board, states are trying to benefit their schools within their borders to help them be able to land athletes at a high volume, high quality, to put together winning programs. Doesn't always equate to that, but that's what they're thinking. And so now, here we go. Direct contact, direct signing, direct negotiations with the school and the player, which is like the team, the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, and the player or the player's agent. And again, with college, now you can have an agent. Wow. And other states will follow suit, no question about it, until the NCAA decides what the hell they're going to do to get up off their butts, if they can do anything.
Well, see, that's the thing. I still don't, I just don't know, at this point, with all the laws that are in place, I don't even know what the NCAA really can do. I don't know. I have the legalities of it, because if you try and make rules, in certain schools in certain states are trying to say no. I don't know. I get that this is, the toothpaste is way out of the tube in this one.
You need new toothpaste because there is no more in the tube. But what supersedes what? Does the NCAA, as the governing body of collegiate sports, supersede state law? I don't know. I'm not going to get into the legalities of things. It would be just a guess on my part, but my gosh, it's crazy. And this one really opens up the floodgates even more. Again, when you don't even have to deal through a collective. All right, and then tonight, the two play-in games, Chicago at Miami. The Heat, a favorite by 1.5 despite losing Jimmy Butler. That'll be a 6 o'clock tip. And then the later game, Sacramento at New Orleans. The Kings are a 1.5-point road favorite, as New Orleans will be without Zion Williamson. Thoughts on those two games?
Yeah, I mean, without Zion, certainly, I like Sacramento's chances, and plus the fact that, again, New Orleans cannot win a home game. They've lost 6 straight at home, which is bizarre, but they don't win at home. Playing without Zion, Brandon Ingram certainly didn't look like Brandon Ingram the other night, so unless he's able to step up and have some sort of big game, it's going to be a real challenge, I think, for New Orleans in that one. And then the other one, obviously, with Butler out, and it looks like Caruso may be able to play for the Bulls on that one. But I don't know. With Butler out, I just don't know on that one. I still think Miami's probably the better team and at home, but I mean, he is just such a difference maker in the postseason. It's really hard to guess.
No, you're exactly right. With Jimmy Butler, this is a no-brainer. Without Jimmy Butler, I still think I'm going to lean toward Miami. Tyler Hero's back. He's playing well. But Chicago played really, really well against Atlanta. They looked strong. White was tremendous with his, 42? So I wouldn't be surprised either way, but I think I'll lean toward Miami. I definitely like Sacramento, but I'll be interested to see how Willie Green aligns his defense to defend somebody like Keegan Murray, who went off in the game against Golden State. Remember, they're without Kevin Huerter, great shooter, Malik Monk, who could fill it up with the best of them, and people doubt Sacramento because of those 2 losses. But if you leave Murray open and he's got one of those hot nights going, because I want some money on Keegan Murray over the last couple of seasons. That guy can shoot. And he was stroking it the other night. What did he end up with, 8 threes?
Yeah, I believe so.
I think he made 8 threes. So how do you defend Keegan Murray? And then maybe with more time, I would imagine, more PT for Ingram, and maybe some more time for Jonas Valanciunas to try to defend Sabonis. Maybe New Orleans can do it without Zion, but I would lean towards Sacramento, as you said, in that one as well. Well, one of our great sponsors is Dinstall's Fine Candies and Chocolates, as you know, and they have some breaking news. This Sunday, Dinstall's is once again opening their doors for the Spring Open House. They do this annually. Bring your family and friends, smell the chocolate, taste the sweet brittle, watch how they put the magic in the chocolate-covered strawberries. It's like going to the Wonka factory. This Sunday only, 12 until 4. Candy Kitchen Tour, that's at Pleasant View. That's where they make the candies. Pleasant View is the only location that you can go and experience this. But all stores will be open with samples and a discount on your purchase. So take advantage of it on Sunday at Dinstall's. Don't miss it. This Sunday only. Again, the tour from 12 until 4. Dinstall's Spring Open House and the discount, the free samples. You can taste them all at all 5 locations. Laurelwood, Germantown, Collierville, downtown Memphis, and again, the tour at Pleasant View. Dinstall's Fine Candies and Chocolates. They've been putting smiles on people's faces for over 122 years. When we come back, speaking of putting smiles on people's faces, John Varlas, he will join us. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
You already know you can listen to Sports 56 anywhere with the Sports 56 app or at sports56whbq.com. But you can also watch us daily with live video of all of our shows on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
They're taking care of beerness in Memphis right on the river with Grind City Brewing and all of their great products. Look, this was a dream come true for a father and son duo. And if you have not been to that brewery right on the river, just to the north of downtown, you're really missing something special. And now you can't miss their products. Wherever you go, you see a brand new label. It's clean, it's beautiful, it's distinctive. You'll know Grind City Brewing, and of course you know their products like Poppy's Pills, that great Pilsner, or Tiger Tail, that very creative craft malt liquor. There's the new Thaddeus Amber Lager. That is absolutely a great light beer. There's the India Pale called Godhopper. It's outstanding. And then there's the Belga, the Belgian-style wheat ale. They keep bringing hits at Grind City Brewing.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your buddy Johnny Radio. I'm here with Mark, the owner of Dyer's, out in Collierville's historic town square, where they've been cooking up them burgers since 1912, the old-fashioned way. Mark, what's going on in life? I see you got your 4 kids with you. What do they love about Dyer's?
Man, they love everything about Dyer's. They love all the great food that we serve, and they really like eating our good food and watching some of their favorite sports.
Braden, what do you like at Dyer's?
I like a bacon burger with fries, a milkshake, and with a Tigers game in the background.
Carter, who's your favorite football team?
The Carolina Panthers, and just with some macaroni with that sounds amazing.
My man Beckham, what's your favorite food over at Dyer's?
We like the double cheeseburgers.
Kinley, what is your favorite dish over at Dyer's?
Daddy's cheeseburgers and the Dallas Cowboys game in the background.
Just remember, everybody, bring your family, bring your friends, bring your team out and eat at our place.
So head on over to Dyer's in Collierville's historic historic town square.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. In these uncertain economic times, there are so many things as a contractor and a business owner that I cannot control. The rising cost of materials, not to mention fuel and transportation costs. In the last 2 years, shingle prices have almost doubled and commercial materials have doubled. And I don't have to tell you what fuel costs these days. But you know what I can control? How much markup I put on a project. I have always prided myself in knowing I never gouge a customer. But in an effort to ensure my crews have work and my customers are being treated fairly, I have lowered my profit margin, hoping to give you a price you can live with and keeping my crews busy. So if you need a roof or gutters, please give us a call. Fiveash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. Fiveash Roofing, a proud sponsor of Tiger Athletics and a member of the Tigers home team. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
It's time to get to Gossett Volkswagen Germantown, where we're celebrating the 75th anniversary sales event, and it's time you got your new V-Dub on. Get ready to take your pick of 2024 Taos S, or a 2024 Tiguan S, or a 2024 Jetta Sport. Your choice, $279.99 a month. Pick the right Volkswagen for you at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown. Plus 1.9 for 60 months on all Atlas and Atlas Sports. Or get 2024 Atlas Cross Sport SE for $33,988. So get it done and be ready to ride at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown, 7420 Winchester Road. Online, GossettVWG.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 36-month lease, 7,500 miles per year. Taos RMO 51756, MSRP 26063. Tiguan RM 103910, MSRP 31363. Jetta RMO 48802, MSRP 25506. Cross Sport RC 236449, MSRP 38981. Includes $3,000 rebate. Cannot be combined with special APR. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695. Excludes tax on license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit dealer stock only.
When the weather gets better, I found a new place to really soak it in. It's the patio at the Commissary in Collierville. We all love the delicious Memphis-style barbecues. You can begin your barbecue fest with some great appetizers like the cheese plate or the tamales or the barbecue nachos. Oh, those smoked chicken wings, they're terrific too. Then dig into the ribs or the barbecue shoulder. Get it chopped or pulled on a sandwich. A big sandwich, or you can get it on a plate. You've got choice, and you've got choice in places. Don't forget the Germantown Commissary as well. Comes with beans and slaw, deviled eggs they're famous for. And Brad, you can even order by the pound, a 6-pack or an 8-pack or even a 12-pack. The Boss Man salad, the chicken plate, the barbecue shrimp. There's something for everybody, and those great desserts. The best icebox lemon pie anywhere. Or my favorite, the banana pudding. Check out the patio, TVs for sports, and music on the weekends. You love the Commissary.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. Traffic in the Midtown area starting to pick up 240 north here at Lamar as we watch it build even more coming out of Fayette County now. A steady flow of traffic on 40 going westbound here at 269 headed on in and through Shelby County as it loads up just a bit on Billmores. Parkway 385 coming right out of Collierville. Hey, Weimer's Jewelry, 7525 Highway 64 is your Mother's Day headquarters. Go by and see them this weekend and shop local. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by the Big Green Egg. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Happy Friday, everybody. Every Friday's a holiday. Yeah, we're working, but the weekend is just about here. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Zach Boyd with you. Just getting started. John Varlas joins us in a moment. Brevin Knight will join us in hour 2. We'll talk to new Tiger basketball player Colby Rogers at 8:30. Rock Taylor from the Tigers football team at 9:05. Then we'll play 10 in a row, the game show that has swept the nation. But it is time for the Prince of Darkness. Time for John Varlas.
It's time for Greg and Eli's weekly visit with John Varlas of the Daily Memphian. Check out John's prep sports coverage and much more at dailymemphian.com. John is brought to you by Shoot 360 Memphis, where the pros and preps go to get their shot on. Shoot 360 Memphis. Now here's John Varlas with Greg and Eli.
He is the award-winning Daily Memphian prep reporter, but so much more. He is John Varlas. You can follow him on Twitter at John Varlas. Once again, John is our second favorite Varlas. We thank Jennifer because John brought in some goodies, some cookies that Jennifer made for us. Thank you.
How about that? Cookies. Connor O'Gara's not mailing you guys cookies.
How do you know?
Oh, is he?
How do you know?
Well, I'm asking you. Is he? I mean, your regular guest.
No, thank you very much. Thank you, Jennifer.
Your regular guest from the Daily Memphian. Are they bringing you cookies? I think not.
He sends. They actually, most people bring steaks.
Okay.
So if you could start working on steaks.
Yeah.
We get cash sometimes from our guests.
Well, just make sure you share some with Zach and the rest of the guys coming in later. Johnny Radio, Dave, Stats, Brian.
They're regular cookies, so
Johnny
Johnny
Hill.
may not.
No, they're just.
Johnny may not want the regular cookies.
Oh, Johnny wants the special cookies.
Well, I think Johnny would like the special cookies.
I was a little
I'm just
concerned.
guessing.
Hey, that's none
I was a little concerned.
That's
when
none
you
of my
said they're,
business. He's a grown man.
When you said they were oatmeal, because I thought they were going to tell me they were oatmeal raisin, and I was going to throw them outside.
He freaks out with the raisins.
No, they are so good. I took a batch to my workout group several weeks ago.
Oh, so we're not even special.
You are special because it takes a lot of effort to make these cookies.
No, but you're handing them out every time.
You're handing these things out. You're giving them to everybody.
No,
I thought we were the ones. I thought we were like supposed to be honored. Like, you're just giving cookies like
stop at a red light. He's handing it out to people walking across
Halloween
the street.
candy. You're just handing out everywhere. Clearly, you're just trying to. She made a huge batch. You're just giving them to everybody. You're trying to make us feel special.
No, this is actually a custom batch just for you guys.
Ooh, a custom batch.
Freshly made yesterday,
like that.
And I really hope you guys enjoy them. So.
John's like, because John is, for those who don't know, has been incredible in the gym. He's lost so much weight. So John's probably at home going, well, I got to get these cookies out of this house because I ain't eating them. I'll bring them to the two fat guys that I come on the show. Right? Is that
they're really good. They're really tempting. I'll be honest with you, and appreciate you bringing up my workout, Greg, because I took 335 for a ride yesterday 10 times on a squat, and I am really feeling it today, man. I felt great when I was doing it. Coach basically had to throw me out of the gym yesterday. I just was like the Energizer Bunny. I was just going and going and going, and at one point he says, well, I'm going to go get something to eat, and I was just like,
you kept going.
I took that as my signal that we were done for the day. But
how much weight now total you lost?
It's gone. It's actually gone up a little bit. I lost a little ground during the basketball tournament, but about 160.
Wow,
for sure.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. All right, bone picking time.
I got a huge bone to pick.
Uh-oh.
I am so mad about this, and it leads me to an idea I have, which I think will benefit society in general. So, you guys, did you guys see the story with Byron Buxton?
No.
The baseball player.
From the Twins.
Okay, so Byron Buxton, plays for the Minnesota Twins. There was a young boy, 8-year-old boy in, I think, Baltimore, and apparently his favorite player is Byron Buxton. He loves Byron Buxton. He plays on a team. He wears number 25, just like Byron Buxton. He and his dad got to the game. They are lucky enough to get down in front. They get an autograph. Byron Buxton autographs a ball, gives it to the kid. Some grown man comes running up from out of nowhere, snatches the ball from the kid, and runs off with it.
Wow, that's
Byron,
quite a human being.
Byron Buxton has handed the ball to this young boy, again, 8 years old. He's at the ballpark, maybe for the first time ever, and this goof comes out of nowhere, snatches the ball from the kid, and makes off with it. So naturally, with social media, sometimes social media is good for stuff. This incident was brought to light. I think there was a TV reporter that helped along with that as well. So Byron Buxton made it good, and it actually turns out better because he got another ball and gloves and cleats and the whole 9 yards. So, shout out to Byron Buxton for making it right with this kid, and all's well that ends well. But my larger point is, our prisons are crowded enough as it is, but I think we should have something kind of akin to a moral prison where we put people like this guy who don't necessarily break laws, but they do things that are morally wrong. So the guy that steals the baseball from an 8-year-old boy, the guy that takes the middle urinal, the guy that
It always comes back to that. It always comes back to the middle urinal.
The person in the parking lot who spends 5 minutes, backing their gigantic battleship SUV into a space while we're all waiting to get to our destination. There should be, I think, a moral prison with varying days of punishments for incidents like that. And I think this clown at this baseball game would be a perfect candidate to lead that off. Because how do you steal a ball from an 8-year-old boy? Come on, man. And Buxton's clearly handing it to the kid. He is like, hey, here's your ball, kid. And this guy just swoops in.
It's not an autograph, just throwing it up into the crowd aimlessly.
This guy swoops in like Ronnie Lott, picks it off, and takes it to the house. It's ridiculous.
We've seen things like that before. I hate that.
I'm not saying this is what happened, but like the world we live in. What if the kid and his dad was with him?
Yeah, the kid's dad. He was at the game with his dad.
What if, that's actually his uncle, and they said, hey, if you come down and steal the ball, I bet we could get Byron Buxton to give us more.
Oh, that is very cynical, but I don't think that's what happened. But,
I know. But in this society we live in, people are.
Anything's possible.
What if they went up to that guy before and said, hey, he's about to get a ball from Byron Buxton. Come down and grab it and run. And then we can get all kinds of stuff from Byron.
Anything is possible, Eli, but that is horribly cynical, and I really hope that was not the case. Because that would
I can't imagine
ruin a good story.
In a positive story news, and it just brings up again the question: how many times can this city, the University of Memphis, the city, lean on Fred Smith? Apparently, endless amounts of times, according to Ross Dellinger, who has tweeted this out. Significant and unique NIL deal announced. FedEx is investing $5 million this year in Memphis athletes as the first of a 5-year commitment. Players earn NIL by supporting initiatives from FedEx. Memphis FedEx worked with, is it Altius Sports Partners in facilitating. So that's breaking news. Fred Smith and FedEx once again coming through. $5 million this year, part of a 5-year commitment. The first of a 5-year commitment, $5 million from FedEx for NIL.
Well, we'll see how it goes because, as you guys reported in the first segment, the one of the kids that Coach Hardaway reached out to, Devon Barnes, the Memphian, he's headed to Ole Miss. I know they were interested in that kid from Washington State, Ruben Chinyelu. He's going elsewhere. So right now they need some bodies to fill that roster, and hopefully this initiative will help them get some good ones for next season.
Well, I was wondering when Eli and I were talking in the first segment with Devon Barnes, and I wasn't real familiar with him, but I don't know if it was one of those deals where he didn't want to play in Memphis proper, where he played at Collierville, right? He didn't want to play for the hometown team. Maybe that was part of it, or maybe it was what you were alluding to, and I did earlier. Maybe it was simply NIL.
Yeah.
And Ole Miss certainly has more, but when you now throw this in, Memphis is going to be able to compete with a lot of schools as far as NIL money is concerned. So I want to wish Devon Barnes well, but my gosh, that's great news for Memphis. Also, I had mentioned, and you had told us before,
and that's for all sports.
I read it verbatim, so I'm not sure if it's just for basketball, for football. I would imagine it's all sports, but
I mean,
I don't know for sure.
If it's for all sports now, that's not going to go super far. If you're talking about all sports, that's a nice chunk of change. But if you spread it around over all sports,
but I guess it would lean toward the big two.
Yeah. Still though, I mean, with football, you're talking a ton of.
No, you're right.
A ton of scholarships.
You're right. That's generally where Fred has supported Memphis in the past. Is more on the football side of things.
Yeah. So I don't know, Greg. Like you say, you're reading the news verbatim. It's good. It's good. It's good news in general.
Yeah.
We'll just have to see how it plays out.
I mean, you look at. I mean, the idea of Fred giving the $50 million for the stadium, now throwing. Is it? So it's going to be $5 million every year.
Here's more. Now, it's out there in print. The Memphis-based logistics giant FedEx is pledging $5 million a year for the next 5 years. The money has been earmarked specifically for the football, men's and women's basketball, and other women's athletic programs. How the infusion of NIL funding is divided up is unclear.
So that's $50 million to the stadium and $25 million towards NIL that they've put out there.
Yes. This comes from Jason Munns now. This is a quote from Laird Veach. This is a massive example of what NIL was intended to be and can be, but it's done the right way with the right kind of infrastructure from a Fortune 500. It says Fortune 50 company. Are they in the top 50, FedEx? Unless they miss a zero here.
I would guess
not. I'm not your business correspondent.
Okay,
I
guess there's a chance they are.
Yeah. Okay. I'm reading it verbatim. Fortune 50 company to hometown student athletes. I don't think there's another deal that we're aware of that is this size or the scope across multiple programs and across multiple years.
Okay. Well, it's certainly a boon, on the face of it, and we'll see how the money is distributed, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, right now it can only be interpreted as good news for the University of Memphis, and like you say, Greg, kudos to Fred Smith. He's he's one of the guys that puts his money where his mouth is and supports the community that where his corporation has done so well. So yeah, it's a good thing.
I would imagine if FedEx wasn't here.
I would imagine that it makes Ryan Silverfield very happy.
Oh my gosh, there's no question about it. Now, with NIL, if I'm not mistaken, and maybe you guys know better than I do, Title IX does not come into play. If you give $5 million to a bunch of football players, you don't have to give $5 million to a bunch of softball and women's basketball players. It's not, I don't think it's equal like it is with a lot of things. But what they're saying is, yes, there are players that are going to earn money through NIL, and here's the funding for some of that through this gift that we're now given. It's not just going to be earmarked as we thought, maybe it was just for football and basketball, men's basketball. It's for women's sports as well, which is great. But again, it's not an equal playing field when it comes to NIL.
Yeah,
correct?
I thought Title IX was pretty much just for scholarships, right?
Yeah. I mean,
and
companies can do whatever they want with their money.
School, right?
Yeah. Well, but based on scholarships.
Well, yeah, but yes, to a certain degree.
But football kind of stands alone for that because football eats up so many scholarships.
Which hurts baseball. That's why you get like a half a scholarship or some players with no scholarship. Right. Whereas with softball, probably because there's no football for women, they probably are all under scholarship, which again is, the Title IX thing is needed. It's necessary, but sometimes you look at it and go, really? They got a scholarship and that kid does not have a scholarship? It's just the way it is. So I had mentioned earlier about Barnes. I also mentioned that you would have a little bit more on Tenor. I know you've talked to us about KJ, but he's going to West Virginia. Do you know if he was looked at by Memphis at all?
I don't know that he was, Greg. I mean, the focus with Memphis, that their strategy seems to be transfer heavy, and their focus seems to be transfer heavy on people that have played against the University of Memphis at some point, which is fine if you want that to be your strategy. But I don't know how much they focused on KJ or frankly any of the local kids in the class of 2024. Julius Bedford, Christian Alston, Arshawn King, Cooper Haynes. I don't know how much they focus really on any of those guys. I do think there is some attention in the lower classes, particularly the sophomore class with Fred Smith at Briarcrest, no relation, and the kids at
throwing out money and making baskets.
And the kids at FACS, Cello Jackson and MJ Hayes. I think there's some focus on those guys, but this particular senior class, I don't think there was. But yeah, good for KJ Tenor. He was originally, his connection to West Virginia. Obviously, he was locked in with Drake, and their coach, Coach DeVries, got the West Virginia job. So, so KJ is going to follow Coach DeVries to West Virginia, and good for him because that's big time basketball. And if you're a Daily Memphian subscriber, there will be some additional KJ Tenor news later on this morning or early this afternoon. So spoiler alert.
Wow.
Lots of good things happening on the old website. But yeah, if you're a KJ Tenor fan, you will want to be tuned into to our webpage later on today as well. So
is he one of the three tenors?
See, Pavarotti?
I don't understand what that means.
What was it with Seinfeld? It was Pavarotti. I'm going to screw up the joke, but she would name the two, and then or it was Jerry, and he goes, and then the other guy. Like, they never knew the third name, but I'm forgetting the second name.
I don't
know the three tenors?
No, what is this?
The opera singers.
Okay.
Were they all Italian?
I don't.
Pavarotti.
I'm not.
The other guy.
I'm not familiar. Pavarotti and KJ.
Yes. He's the other one. He's the other tenor.
He's the third.
Does he possibly have two siblings? The kids might be the three tenors.
Yeah, I don't know if he does have siblings, but he's a great kid, great young man, and I'm really, really happy that when his coach left from it's always tough when your coach leaves there in the off season, but he landed on his feet, and I really hope he has a successful ride there at West Virginia.
Pavarotti, Placido Domingo, I should have remembered his name, and then the other guy.
And KJ.
And Jose Carreras.
And KJ.
There you go.
Well, Jose Carreras, I'm going to venture, is not Italian.
No, you're right. Hispanic, Latino, I think.
Yeah.
Placido Polanco, not one of those.
No. Polanco is not one of the three
completely
tenors.
different Placido. Just like this is a different tenor.
Hey, when we come back, I'm going to get your thoughts on a fellow journalist by the name of Greg Doyle.
Oh, I'll be happy to share my thoughts on that.
And then also the Tigers basketball.
Could have been a bone, but yeah.
Okay, we'll get to that. Tigers basketball news with the series that were announced for Ole Miss, Mississippi State, keeping it regional. We'll get more thoughts from John Varlas when we return.
Moving can be a stressful time for folks out there. If you've got a move coming up, you're trying to organize a lot of stuff, think about all these things. Don't be thinking about asking your friends to help you move because you don't want them. You need professionals. You want the people you know are going to do it right, take care of your stuff, get it where it's going without any problems. And the place to go, the people to talk to, that's Black Tie Moving. 901-316-6196 or blacktiemoving.com/Memphis. Talk with the folks at Black Tie Moving. They work with you to come up with that plan for your move that fits exactly what you need and fits your budget. You can also, during the move, you'll have a moving concierge who's available to answer any questions that come up along the way. And they'll do as much or really as little as you want. If all you need them to do is pick up your stuff, move it, and drop it off, that's great. But maybe you want them to do the packing, the unpacking. Maybe you need some storage for a little temporary time. Whatever it might be, the folks at Black Tie Moving have what you need, and will help you come up with that plan, again, to take care of your needs. Again, Black Tie Moving, 901-316-6196 or blacktiemoving.com/Memphis.
You're tuned in to Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Moving is stressful, but Black Tie Moving can take the worry out of the process. Whether you're moving across town or across country, moving your home or your office, your personal moving concierge from Black Tie Moving will work with you to design a plan that perfectly fits your budget and needs. And they're available 24/7 to answer any questions you have. Give Black Tie Moving a call at 901-316-6196 or go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis to get your personal, no obligation quote from the moving experts at Black Tie Moving.
It's the Dodge Power Shot Day's last call, and that means it's time to get your best deal at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat on the pike. Feel exhilarated in 2023 Jeep Renegade Latitude 4x4, $25,889 or $389 a month. And get yours before they're gone. 2023 Dodge Charger SXT, $29,969 or $459 a month. And during Ram Truck Month, get 2024 Ram 2500 Tradesman Crew Cab, $6,000 off MSRP. Plus 0% for 72 months on select models. So drive past the rest and come to the best. Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat on the pike. Online, GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 75 months at 8.99%. Renegade Triple P 56520, MSRP 31095. Charger PH 651,421, MSRP 36420. Ram RG 193,472, MSRP 65,925. AP offer at 72 months. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month. Approved credit. Dealer stock only.
Chris Price, it's so good to see you. And you have a new business?
Yes, Dave. MetroBuildersMemphis.com. Have you noticed water stains on your ceiling? With storm season here, take a walk around your home or business and look up. Make sure there are no water stains signaling a leak prior to the heavy storms coming in. If you do see signs of water, call me. My team and I will come out, diagnose the problem, and prescribe a fix. Our team of Hague-certified inspectors are waiting to assist with any inspection or repairs you may need. We have 3 crews dedicated to repairing roofs in the Mid-South. As certified Owens Corning and Mule High dealers, we offer 20-year, no-dollar limit labor and material warranties that offer hassle-free ownership. That's our hassle-free ownership guarantee. Allow Metro Builders team of professionals to assist you in maintaining your property's integrity and value. MetroBuildersMemphis.com. MetroBuildersMemphis.com. Your local commercial roof experts. Ask about our commercial roof maintenance agreements. Protect your investment with MetroBuildersMemphis.com. Call me, 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717. 375-1717.
Bartlett Small Engine has been serving quality power equipment since 1970. They have a full line of power equipment, parts, and services for most makes and models. Bartlett Small Engines has the best brands in the power tool industry, and they're all American made. Bartlett Small Engine is your can-do store. 6780 Summer Avenue. Call 901-386-9779.
Bartlett Small Engine has free pickup and delivery both at your home and curbside for lawnmowers, blowers, edgers, and any small engine. Call 901-386-9779.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
Hey Mid-South, get to Gossett Mitsubishi Motors Spring Sales Event and get thunderstruck with 43 MPG Highway and 2024 Mitsubishi Mirage. We Gossett for $18,960 or $269 a month. Or hit the open road in your 2024 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. We Gossett, $28,350 or $379 a month. And adventure starts with 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander SE. We Gossett, $32,765 or $449 a month. Plus, every Gossett Mitsubishi comes with Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. That's Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, online 24/7 at MemphisMitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 84 months Mirage RH00 5921 MSRP 19460, Eclipse RZO 342249 MSRP 29350, Outlander RZO 43754 MSRP 33765, includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month. Dealer stock only.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by the Big Green Egg. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
So baby, dry your eyes, say all the tears you've cried.
Welcome back to the Van Leisure Studio 751. This hour program is brought to you by the Big Green Egg. Get this rain out of the area. May not be great grilling weather this weekend, depending on what the rain situation is, but this time of year, it is grilling season. And if you're out there grilling, you want to do it on the best grill there is, you need to go get you a Big Green Egg. Go to biggreenegg.com and get all the details there. And I'm telling you, it's a life-changing experience when you get a Big Green Egg to replace those old rusty grills that you get and have to replace every couple, 2-3 years. Well, Big Green Egg, you don't have to worry about that. Lifetime warranty. These things last forever. And the versatility, absolutely amazing. It is the best grill there is and the last grill you'll ever have to buy. The Big Green Egg.
It is John Varlas from the Daily Memphian. He is brought to you by Shoot 360 Memphis. We'll give you some more details on that in just a few moments. But I mentioned teasing going into the break, the Greg Doyle story, which we talked about a lot yesterday. It has become a big national story. Your thoughts on a fellow journalist?
Well, I've got a couple of different thoughts. So number one is, and I interview girls all the time, and I'm interviewing high school girls, so I'm interviewing minor girls, and you have to be, just really, really careful, I think, as a man in journalism, not to give even the impression of any kind of impropriety when you're talking to women and girls in sports. You have to be professional first and foremost. You always have to carry professionalism first as a journalist. And I think when Greg Doyle tried to I don't even know what he was trying to do. I'm not even going to speculate. But when he was trying to, I guess, get overly familiar with Caitlin Clark, who I'm going to assume is a person he does not previously know, I mean, that crosses a line of propriety and professionalism that I think you just can't have. And secondary to that, as a journalist, Greg, and Ron Higgins taught me this a long time ago. You never, as a journalist, make yourself the story.
Exactly.
You never insert yourself as a reporter in the story, and he's the story. And unfortunately, that's where we are with modern journalism now. He creates a stink. Social media reacts to it. He in turn writes a column apologizing. His newspaper gets lots of clicks, and at the end of the day, I guess everybody's happy. But it's awful. It's an awful way to do business. It's an awful way to go about your business as a professional. And again, when you're a man interviewing women, you don't have to treat them like they're nuns, but just treat them like human beings, and make sure you're not being inappropriate or weird. It's very simple. It's very easy not to be weird. I manage to do it all the time, talking to 18, 17, 16, 15-year-old girls. I manage to do it all the time, and lots of other reporters do too. So it's not hard to do.
Right. I concur.
If you
with
try.
everything you said.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It stinks. It stinks that's where we are, but
right.
Yeah, you never make yourself the story as a journalist. And
One more topic before we wrap it up, and I mentioned that again before the break. Tigers basketball, and look, there's obviously criticism with Coach Hardaway. I think there's certainly one area that you cannot criticize, is what he has done to try to put together an attractive schedule every year, making those phone calls, getting told probably no a lot of times as far as a home and home is concerned. Now going out there and putting the schedule again that he has put together for this upcoming season after what he did last season. It wasn't his fault that the teams ended up being pretty bad that they played in the non-conference portion of their schedule. But to go out there and to once again rekindle the relationship with Ole Miss, to start a new one with Mississippi State, to play these regional teams that are attractive, especially for fans who can drive back and forth to either one of the locations, I think is a feather in his cap.
yeah, both of those are going to be home games, right?
In this upcoming season,
Yeah.
then they'll return the favor the following year.
And I think that's important to have those regional games at home, because when you look at the upcoming schedule, you're playing Clemson on the road, you're playing Virginia on the road, you're playing in Maui, obviously, on the road, you're playing in Las Vegas, you're playing in San Francisco. So a lot of these,
You needed home games, good home
exactly. A lot of these marquee games are not going to be at home. So you bring in Ole Miss, lots of Ole Miss fans here in the area too, and Mississippi State as well. Yeah, you're right, Greg. It's an easy drive. It should make for fun atmospheres for both of those games at the Forum. Should be a good split between the fan bases. Yeah, that's cool. And there's still some openings on the schedule, still some chance to add, maybe another big name for a home game, which would be interesting if they can do it. I'm sure there'll be a couple of bye games in there as well, a Jackson State and an
Right.
Alabama State, somebody like that. You got to have those. But yeah, no, Hardaway does a really good job scheduling, and last year's schedule on paper was tremendous. Now it didn't work out that way, but in July you look at that schedule and say, heck, that's a really good schedule, and full credit, to him and the staff and everybody for putting that together. No, he does a good job with scheduling.
Spring Fling about a month away. Next Friday, we'll get into what's going on with playoffs, as that'll be heating up here in the area. And, of course, John will keep you posted with everything over at the Daily Memphian. Again, John's segment each and every Friday brought to you by Shoot 360 Memphis.
The very best place in Memphis. Parents, if you got a young basketball player, even somebody high school age, travel ball season is here, the off season here. Now is the time to get your work in, and Shoot 360 is the best place to do it. They've got the best cutting edge technology. They've got technology used by high level professional players. Even Steph Curry, arguably the greatest shooter of all time, has used this technology. So, if you want to get your game right, Shoot 360 is the place. They're in Collierville, 85 Market Street. It's easy to find, and they're soon to be in Cordova in a bigger, better, brighter location, more space, more shooting bays, just more of everything. So give them a try, parents. It's 901-316-5500. They're good people. I've been out there. You go out there too. Take a visit. You will be totally impressed with Shoot 360. And more importantly than that, they'll get your game right. I'm convinced Shoot 360 can get me up to 35%.
I don't doubt.
And that's good.
I don't doubt.
That's good.
That's quite a lofty goal for you.
Because right now I'm around 10.
I don't doubt anything when it comes to you, John Varlas.
And speaking of shooting,
I doubt you. I don't doubt them. I doubt you.
That guy lost 160 pounds. I don't know if I want to doubt him about anything.
That's the thing. And real quick before I go, speaking of shooting, and I know Raider Corey is listening, I would just like to point out that Gigi Jackson scored 44 points in the season finale. So while I was technically wrong, I was right.
You were a week early.
I was right in spirit.
Because last Friday he had 31, Sunday he had 44. You were just a week early. If you would have waited a week to fire your big shot.
I was technically wrong, but I was right in spirit, and that's what I'll go for.
He is John Varlas.
He said he was going to get 50, and he still didn't get 50.
Make sure to follow him.
44, you're there, buddy.
And on Twitter, at John Varlas. Read all his great stories at the DM. Catch him every Friday with us here on Sports 56 Mornings. Thank you, JV.
Enjoy your cookies, guys.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thanks for those cookies. We will certainly devour them without any blink of an eye. I'm telling you that. All right, when we come back, hour number 2, Brevin Knight to tip off things at 8:05. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
You don't have to be an executive to enjoy the Executive Happy Hour at 117 Prime, Memphis' premier downtown dining destination. But you'll feel like one. From 4 to 6 in the afternoon, Tuesday through Saturday, find your way to the bar at 117 Prime because that's where the Executive Happy Hour happens. And enjoy $1.50 Gulf oysters, $4 domestic beers, $7 house wines, and $7 cocktails, a daiquiri, an old-fashioned, a margarita, or a martini, and soak up the atmosphere at 117 Prime like a big shot.
Guns, guns, and more guns. Over 700 firearms in stock. Home defense guns, old guns, new guns, used guns, big guns, little guns. Every gun you can think of, Classic Arms has them. All brands like Glock, Sig, Colt, Ruger, Smith & Wesson, Browning, Beretta, Benelli, Remington, Winchester, and more. Guaranteed lowest prices in town. Only gun importer in the Mid-South. Free gun inspections and appraisals and free bore sighting for the upcoming deer season. Shop online at ClassicArmsOfMemphis.com or visit Classic Arms at 1740 Germantown Parkway behind Corky's Barbecue in Cordova.
All 650 acquisition fee, 30,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage. Forte RE756 120, MSRP 22,320, EV6 P56 03393, MSRP 50,200. Telluride RG5 1041, MSRP 37,935. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 4/30/2024. Dealer stock only.
Hey, Jeff Allen, what's happening over there at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah Wonderland?
Randy, we are making magic on Mount Moriah. 2024 Kia Forte LXS, 41 MPG Highway, $199 a month, $34.99 due at signing. 2023 Kia EV6 Win, $249 a month, and a 2024 Telluride LX front-wheel drive, $369. Both $39.99 due at signing, all 24-month lease.
And 0% for 48 months on 2024 EV9, and always get peace of mind with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
So get over there, Gossett Kia South, 2680 Mount Moriah or KiaMountMoriah.com.
Ole Miss Rebel Yell is back. The Rebel Yell Hotline Radio Show is back on WHBQ Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Every Monday night at 6, hear the latest news on your Ole Miss Rebels with Yancey Porter with 24/7 Sports, former Ole Miss defensive tackle Mike Fitzsimmons, Gordon Ford covering SEC Sports Call, and former Ole Miss baseball announcer Gary Darby. From kickoff to free throw to extra innings, your Ole Miss Sports on the Rebel Yell Hotline Show right here Monday night at 6 on Sports 56, 560 AM and 98.5 FM. Your Mid-South Sports Station.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253 DF Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. Still a little bit of heavy traffic volume trying to get down the interstate over here on 40 westbound as you come past Sycamore View Road, getting on that ramp there to 240, that flyover actually onto Sam Cooper as it continues to build up through South Haven, which has been in pretty good shape so far. 55 northbound coming up from DeSoto County through South Memphis. And 51 out of Millington southbound still looks pretty good as well through Woodstock. Hey, Weimer's Jewelry, 7525 Highway 64 is your full-service family-owned jewelry store right here in the Memphis area. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers.
Diamonds are forever. Woo!
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everyone. Hour number 2 here on Sports 56 Mornings, the Friday, April 19th, 2024 edition. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, and Zach Boyd with you from the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure, 2120 Witten Road, just north of I-40. Currently 55 degrees. It will get up to about 66 today. Cloudy, and then that cloud cover will continue throughout the evening. It'll be 52 for a low tonight, so dipping down a bit, and then in the wee hours of Saturday morning, we're looking at about 48 degrees. 63 for a high on Saturday. Once again, cloudy. And then Sunday, we'll see some of the sun pop out. 64 degrees, partly sunny overall. And again, an overnight low into Sunday morning of 42 degrees here in the Memphis area. Hour number 2 of the program is brought to you each and every day by our friends at James Gaddis Jewelers, 4900 Poplar between Mendenhall and St. Nick. On the web at gaddisjewelers.com. And every Monday and Friday, they bring you the Memphis Sports Fact. Did you know Memphis 901 FC has drawn FC Dallas from Major League Soccer, from the big league, in the round of 32 at the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. The match will take place either May 7th or May 8th, and that will be at the Toyota Stadium in Frisco, Texas. Beautiful facility. But once again, Memphis looking to move up in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup like they did, I guess it was last year. I think they do it every year. Maybe it was 2 years ago. The time flies by, but they had beaten Atlanta from the MLS to move into the round of 16 before getting eliminated. So good luck to Memphis 901 FC. Again, if you're looking for that special engagement ring or jewelry of any type, it's James Gaddis Jewelers. They are your bridal engagement and anniversary jeweler headquarters, 4900 Poplar between Mendenhall and St. Nick, and on the web at gaddisjewelers.com. It is a pleasure to be joined by our good friend, Brevin Knight. You know him as the Grizzlies television analyst. You also know him as the 12-year NBA point guard, Stanford graduate, but you may not know he is a future budding Champions Tour golfer. That's why he's out there every day playing 18 holes, maybe even 36. He's Brevin Knight. You can follow him on Twitter at BrevinKnight22. Hey, Brev.
What's going on there, Greg? How you feeling?
I'm doing okay. How about you? I mean, I know it's a premature ending to the season. You're used to the long run in April, May, maybe even, one day we'll get into late June and win an NBA title. But for now, Brev, it's early golf season for you.
It is. It's a little bit weird. I mean, even though we all knew that, from early in the year that this was going to be the outcome for this season, it still is weird to not have been getting ready for what the matchup would be, what would be best for this team, what they look like, growl tiles being put on the chairs at the arena, some of the norms that we've become accustomed to. But all teams go through this. A good thing for us, at least, you can feel as though this was just a one-off.
Yeah.
Because it was the injuries that caused it.
So, Brevin, there's a lot of debate that has gone on about Jaren Jackson Jr. at the 4, at the 5. Who do you put alongside him? All of that. Going into this offseason, what do you think is the right player to put alongside Jaren Jackson Jr.?
I like Jaren playing at the 4, and to find another physical 5 to play next to him, I think has worked really well with him. You go back with Valanciunas, so you can go back to Marc Gasol. Then you move on to Valanciunas, you move on to Steven Adams, and so to be able to have someone else be able to take on that fight with other bigs in terms of the physical side of it, I think is nice to couple him with, and so hopefully they're able to find a legit 5, a center that allows him to play the 4, and then it can be you play the 5 in spot situations. But I'm not a fan of just saying that Jaren's going to be our starting 5 and then move forward in that fashion.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. Now, are you thinking veteran big man that they can get via a trade or free agency, or are you thinking if they get lucky in the draft lottery and pick high enough to take one of those centers that are being looked at, like a Sarr, like a Klingon, but a young guy who would be thrown into the fire immediately, or maybe even both? So what's your thoughts on which direction they go in as far as a big man?
If you are thinking that the window for this team to still win a championship realistically can't be that many years down the road.
Mm-hmm.
It will have to be something that you're thinking is somewhere in the near future. So if you can find a vet who is a good screener, rim runner, rebounder, can be an adequate playmaker from the elbow, top of the key area, so that they can throw him the ball and there can be movement off of that guy, then I like a veteran guy in that position more than going out and getting a young guy that you're going to have to teach and learn how to not just play with the guys, but what the NBA game stands for. And now the flip side of that is I haven't watched enough of these young guys in college to give a true assessment of will they help in terms of their skill. One of them can be skilled enough that they can help right now. I haven't watched them, but in terms of the knowledge of the game, then it would be nice to have someone that understands the position right now, so that at least you eliminate that one aspect of the learning curve with this team.
You obviously watch every game very, very closely. You're right there. You're watching it happen and breaking it down. Why doesn't Jaren get more rebounds?
I think that the big thing is, and I wanted to go back and look and see what his rebound numbers were in college, and see was he a big rebound. Sometimes when guys are shot blocking defenders, they're not big rebounding defenders, because a lot of your time is spent swiping at shots that are being taken.
So are you out of position? Are you out of position, brother, when you're trying to do that?
I wouldn't call it out of position, but you put yourself in a position where if I'm going to attempt to block your shot, it's hard for me to attempt to block it and rebound. So you got to do one or the other at some point. And so I think a lot of it for him is because the instinct is to go block the shot, then in some ways the instinct to just go rebound the ball has taken a hit. And so it just becomes a mind. Then the other thing is, like I said, the luxury of having those other guys next to you doesn't make you feel like you've got to be the guy to be the rebounder. When you got Mark, when you have Valanciunas, when you have Steven Adams, and guys of that nature that are there, then you tend to, they'll get the rebounds, I do the other things. And I thought this year was almost more of, don't let my guy get it, y'all go get it. And so that's why I think we saw our guards be so good with rebounding the ball this season. But it's something that I think for him is watch some film, see where position-wise can you be in position better, and to be able to grab rebounds. But rebounding is an art form. It's not something you just go out there and do.
He in college he averaged 5.8 rebounds per game, and playing less than 22 minutes per game.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. It's like rebounding has never been a huge part of his game. Now, if you can get him up to the 6-7 rebounds a game with all of the other things that he does, and now if he's blocking 2 shots a game, he's giving you 20 points on this end, get some assists because then I think that makes up for it. And the other guys on the team, you got to know that this is who he is. So that means that around that, you got to put guys around him who are good rebounders, whether it be from the big position or from the guard position.
The great Brevin Knight joining us on the Sissy's Log Cabin guest line. So, Brev, I remember last summer, once Marcus Smart was acquired, and the thought was, I wonder how that's going to work with Bane and Ja and Marcus. We look forward to watching that. Unfortunately, this past season, you didn't see that because everybody was hurt. You saw a very, very small sample size. So and I know anything's possible in the offseason with wheelings and dealings, but with the assumption that Marcus is back in the fold, what do you expect to see from those three guys? Do you expect Marcus to be a starter? Do you think he'll come off the bench? Because, again, you hated that now as another year has passed, and we still don't know how that combination works.
Yeah, I got the same feeling that I had even when we acquired him, was that no issue with the three of them playing together, but you are very small with the three of them playing together. And I thought what they were able to find this season in Vince Williams Jr. is that you can find a size wing player who can be sort of your 3-and-D guy if you wanted him to play alongside Dez and Ja. And if they don't go out and get another point guard of some sort, then now Marcus becomes your backup point guard, but he also becomes some of the punch that you'll need off of the bench. And I always say between Gigi Jackson, Brandon Clark comes back with the fire. What happens with Zaire, how he plays, how does Jake LaRavia keep moving forward? Like, you need somebody that when you look down at your bench, you can say there's somebody here on the bench who can go out and do something different than the guys on the floor. If you don't want to look at your bench and say, well, really, none of these guys are going to be better than the guys that we have in the game right now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it just gives the luxury of doing that. And that's not to say that he wouldn't finish games with the other two because that's how it worked out. I just think in terms of matchups, in terms of what you're able to do with guys coming off the bench, it would be nice to have him as another as a luxury piece to say, now you go in because he can change a game. Gigi can change a game. Brandon Clark can change a game. And so I think it would be a nice mix to have and an option to have with your bench players.
With Gigi, certainly the year took a turn, and everybody figured he was going to be the hustle the entire year. All things happened. He's up, and he performed well with the Grizzlies. Going into next year, how do you see where he fits in, and how big of a challenge is it especially for a guy as young as he is, to now when everybody's back, to figure out how you fit in a team with other stars instead of playing useless games where you could kind of shoot whenever you wanted to?
I think that's where the understanding of what it's going to take to win kicks in. And I think that Gigi has enough respect for those other guys that he will fall into what his role would be. But I think it can still be a big role because, like I just said, that you're going to need bench guys. And the reality of it is, fellas, guys are going to get hurt next year. And with that, then you're going to still need some capable players. And so that's what he is. And I think that the difference in his role is the field goal attempts won't be there. Maybe not playing the amount of minutes that he played this year at a high clip, but his play is going to be instrumental in this team being good. I think that is the message that you get across. Keep working on your skills, get stronger, understand positioning. I like how they threw him out there defensively to guard multiple people, really good guards, some bigger wing players, something to mix it up for him. But I think the message is you keep growing and being the player that you are. Take good shots on the offensive end, hustle, make the plays that you've made, and his role will continue to grow with the more time he gets on the floor with those guys. But there has to be, at least at the beginning of the year, a little bit of a mental adjustment in terms of the shots that you get, but it doesn't have to change how aggressive or the style of play that he has.
All right, Brevin, let's talk a little bit about the playoffs. We got the two final playing games tonight. We'll see what happens there. Lakers will draw Denver. They had them in the Western Conference Final last year and got swept. I can't imagine that they're going to give them much competition. Is this going to be Denver and Boston and it's going to be simple, or is there going to be some complications and some excitement and some upsets?
Heck no, it won't be simple. Because we all think Denver, you give them their due respect. They're come back with their team intact, coaches intact, everybody knowing exactly what they want to do. You lose one Brown, but another Brown steps in for him, and as younger and a little bit more athletic to kind of play that role for them. And so, you can continue in the West, put them as the favorite, but it's not the favorite hands down by any stretch of imagination. Mm-hmm. And I think that once you get to the 8 that are in after you get the final team tonight, that anybody in the West could win the West at that point, because injuries are a part of it, but just in the fact that these are all one-offs in these games, and enough of these teams, the teams have enough talent. I mean, you're talking about the Lakers being in a 7 seed situation. The 8 seed team tonight, whichever team wins, will be at a deficit because they'll be missing major players as they go into their series. But I don't think I think the Lakers will not. The Lakers will not get swept again by Denver. And I will go as far as to say that the Lakers could win 2 games, could win 3 games. They could win the series.
Really?
If LeBron James doesn't have to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
If they can get one of their role guys to be able to step up, they have the size and they have the talent to be able to deal with Denver and how they play. Because once people talk about the size of Denver, once they get past Jokic, their size diminishes very much.
Right.
Like, they don't play it. They don't play another big center on the floor. That's why I talked about DeAndre Jordan being so crucial to them in the playoffs, where they're going to need him at some point. And so the Lakers with their squad, they have a fantastic chance of being able to have a huge upset in that one.
With a team like Oklahoma City, we've obviously seen it gone through here with the Grizzlies. Like, they're obviously really, really good. You're the number 1 seed for a reason. But how big of a deal is it to have playoff experience? And going in as a number 1 seed, how difficult is it for them because they just haven't been in that position?
I think it's twofold in that it's difficult because, yes, you haven't been there. Guys really don't know what that environment is going to be like. You don't really understand how hard the other teams are going to play against you. But conversely is nobody has high expectations for them being the number 1 seed. Everyone has them losing at some point in time. Mm-hmm. And so it's not as if you went in as the number 1 seed and now you're the Boston Celtics and you lose before getting to the final. Now that feels like everything was lost. You didn't, because the expectation of them to be there and be in the championship is across the board. Not across the board for Oklahoma City. And a little bit of that, Daigneault can use a bit of that as fuel for his team in that, number one, no one expects us to be here. We're not supposed to be here. And now they don't even have us winning a first round. So let's go out and play and let's show who we really are. And I think that the rest of the country will get a chance to see when you put together a very good team and that plays team basketball but within that, you have the dynamic player that they have in SGA. Mm-hmm. It puts you in a position to be able to win a lot of basketball games. And just because it's not sexy to the rest of the country, people don't believe it. But if you walk in, if any team steps on that floor, half-stepping a little bit against Oklahoma City, they will get beat.
By the way, before we let you go, who would you have as the MVP?
It's hard to go up against Jokic, but if the player for me that is who I can see is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander,
right?
And it's because he was able to do it to be the star in his team. He did it for a long stretch of the season without having to miss the games. Was available for the majority of the time, and so it's hard to go against Jokic because the team aspect, they're there again, and what they did. But I could see SGA being a guy who was very, very close on his heel.
You got any big golf trips set up for the off season?
We're going to play a couple TPC courses. We'll go up to Michigan and we'll go up to Wisconsin and play. May go to Erin Hills and play all of those courses there.
Nice. Kohler? You go to Kohler in Wisconsin?
Yeah, Kohler is good. Kohler has a lot of courses there. But the problem is, eventually my wife will say, "Well, do you live at home?" I got to figure out how I'm going to finagle and space all of those out.
Yeah, the conniving we do as men trying to figure out how we can get around certain things.
Do you want your Giants to draft a quarterback next week?
I do not. I want the Giants to draft a someone that is dynamic in their skill set on the offensive end, whether that be the wide receiver from LSU, someone who is a playmaker. I think that's the next step. We lost a huge playmaker in Saquon Barkley, and really haven't had the receiving threat. Since, you can almost go back to Plaxico Burress. I mean, I guess you say Odell Beckham was that in some way, but to have someone of size also, and I would love to get a wide receiver. I'm not off Daniel Jones yet, and I think we've invested too much to just say that's it without ever having a real offensive line again.
That's a great point. Yeah, well, we'll see. I like the guy, but you're right. He has to stand upright to have any success. Good luck to your Giants. Great to talk to you again. Hopefully we get to do it sometime during the offseason, and then look forward again to you with Pete and the gang calling games once again next season. He's Grizzlies television analyst, 12-year NBA point guard, Stanford graduate and future Champions Tour golfer. He is the one and only Brevin Knight. You can follow him on Twitter at BrevinKnight22. Thank you, Brev.
Oh, man, good talking to you guys. You guys know my number. Just give me a buzz.
Sounds great.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate Brevin Knight always jumping on with us here on the program. We also appreciate All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch. You want to get charged up? Come out to All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch and test drive one of the new EV Blazers. It's still Chevy truck season. If you're ready for a new Silverado, all the Silverados with financing down to 2.9 for 72 months, plus thousands in cash and trade. New Equinox and Trailblazers, 1.9% financing. And check this out, no payments for 90 days. You want pre-owned? Everything you want is there. Ram trucks, Jeeps, Tahoes, Suburbans, the Traverse with that third row seating. If it just happens that you're looking for something specific and it isn't there on the rare occasion, just ask Kevin or Jeff. They'll find it for you. Military, teachers, college students, healthcare workers, you get an extra $500 bonus when you purchase a vehicle from All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch. So what are you going to be driving around this summer? What kind of vehicle will you be in? Make sure it's a luxury vehicle from All-Star Chevrolet where your family's going to feel good about those long drives around the nation. Remember, it's not South Haven, not Mount Moriah, not Bartlett, not Collierville. It has to be Olive Branch. Head on down there today. Say hi to the folks. Tell them you heard it here on Sports 56 Mornings, or go online to see more about them, find out more about the vehicles that they have at allstarautogroup.com. When we come back, one of the new members of the Memphis Tigers basketball team, Colby Rogers, will join us. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hey, Mid-South, get to Gossett Mitsubishi Motors Spring Sales Event and get thunderstruck with 43 MPG Highway and 2024 Mitsubishi Mirage. We Gossett for $18,960 or $269 a month. Or hit the open road in your 2024 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. We Gossett $28,350 or $379 a month. And adventure starts with 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander SE. We Gossett $32,765 or $449 a month. Plus, every Gossett Mitsubishi comes with Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. That's Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, online 24/7 at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 84 months Mirage, RH00 5921, MSRP 19460, Eclipse RZO 342249, MSRP 29350, Outlander RZO 43754, MSRP 33765, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 695, excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month. Dealer stock only.
Challenging, purposeful, rewarding.
I was the only female in my class, so I call them my brothers to this day because they supported me, they helped me. Like, I couldn't do pull-ups. I went to the gym, we worked out together, so it was fun.
We have the unique opportunity as deputies of interacting with people at some of the worst and sometimes most transitional or pivotal moments of their lives.
Come join our team, become a patrol deputy with the Shelby County Sheriff's Office.
Springtime is hot wing time, and time for the ultimate hot wing showdown at the World Championship Hot Wing Contest and Festival. Be there Saturday, April 20th at Memphis River Garden Park on Riverside Drive. See over 60 teams fighting for hot wing supremacy, along with live blues, soul, and rock and roll. All in support of the Ronald McDonald House. It's a sizzling day of fiery flavors, live music, and family fun, and you're invited. It's hot wing time in Memphis. Get your tickets now at worldwingfest.com. This is your delicious chance to make a difference.
All 650 acquisition B 30,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage. Forte RE756 120, MSRP 22,320, EV6 P56 03393, MSRP 50,200. Telluride RG5 1041, MSRP 37,935. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 4/30/2024. Dealer stock only.
Hey, Jeff Allen, what's happening over there at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah Wonderland?
Randy, we are making magic on Mount Moriah. 2024 Kia Forte LXS 41 MPG Highway, $199 a month, $34.99 due at signing. 2023 Kia EV6 Win, $249 a month, and a 2024 Telluride LX front-wheel drive, $369. Both $39.99 due at signing, all 24-month lease.
And 0% for 48 months on 2024 EV9, and always get peace of mind with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
So get over there, Gossett Kia South, 2680 Mount Moriah or KiaMountMoriah.com.
This Sports 56 traffic report is brought to you by Luttrell Building. They keep you moving.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. Still a little bit of volume over here on 40 coming westbound as you make your way past Sycamore View Road, getting on that 240 flyover. Some of that traffic does get off there onto Sam Cooper. Already starting to slow down at times on 240 east at Poplar as traffic continues to build inbound on 385. Billmore's Parkway here from Riverdale all the way up to 240. Hey, Weimer's Jewelry located 7525 Highway 64 is your Mother's Day headquarters. Go by and see them this weekend at Weimer's Jewelry. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers.
Don't you just love it?
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everybody. 8:30 the time, halfway home on this Friday edition of Sports 56 Mornings. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Zach Boyd with you from the Family Leisure Studios. It's been a big morning for the University of Memphis with the news of the NIL deal with FedEx and the money that will be now given to the university for NIL. And that's perfect timing because we got a couple of athletes that'll be joining us back-to-back here on the program a little bit later on. In fact, to start hour number 3, we'll talk to Rock Taylor, Memphis Tigers wide receiver, the spring game tomorrow at 3 o'clock. And now it is our pleasure to be joined by one of the newest members of the Memphis Tigers. He's Colby Rogers, the 6'4", 190-pound guard who is coming over from Wichita State. You can follow Colby on Twitter at _Colby Rogers. He joins us now on Sports 56 Mornings. Colby, good morning to you. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Well, first of all, congratulations. I know it's a whole different landscape in collegiate sports, and these decisions aren't easy. But let me ask you the obvious one. Why Memphis? I know you played against Memphis at Wichita State. Why join Penny Hardaway's team?
Well, thank you, first of all. But I would just say the staff, Memphis program, they just aligned with my goals for my last year. I went on a visit, and I had great talks with Penny, great talks with the staff. I feel like the city has a lot to offer in terms of networking and just being in a basketball city. And also I want to be somewhere that's, known for winning, that has a winning culture. So all those things align for me.
Colby comes in after a season at Wichita State where he averaged 16.4 points per game, 3.4 rebounds per game, shot nearly 41% from three, and that's a high volume of shots. So here's a guy who can knock down that outside shot, and something that Memphis has been missing. I hear you what you're saying about Penny, and obviously they have produced NBA players, and that would be the ultimate goal, I'm sure, for you. But when you look at the roster and you realize that there wasn't that many players on the roster, and he's going to build this roster, that's kind of a leap of faith, is it not?
Yeah, it is. But I think like I said, the goals that Penny has for this team in this upcoming year, they align with my goals, which is, winning at the most important thing. Just to have, like I told someone earlier, they had PJ Haggerty commit, the big man from Illinois commit. So I can see the the progress he's making in terms of building that team. And I was one of the guys that fit into that the piece of the puzzle, so to speak. But also the guys that were already committed kind of reached out to me and showed interest in me. So to have that interest, just not only from the coaches but from the players is a good feeling, and it helps with the cohesion and building of a team.
You mentioned Haggerty. How much did he play a part in kind of helping recruit you here? And your fit around a guy like that, how much does that appeal to you?
I think we complement each other. He's more of a guy that's going to, obviously he can make a shot, but, he likes to draw fouls, get to the line. I'm more of a shooter, scorer, playmaker, shot maker kind of person. I think I can learn from him in terms of, being able to get to the line, being aggressive, getting downhill. And I think, he can play off me with my spacing. That will allow for driving lanes for him, but also just, to play off each other. I feel like, because our games are different, they help, the contrast helps the team as a whole, so it's not like two of the same players. I think, he's one of the best freshmen in the country. Be able to, teach him some of the things I know and learn from him as well, I think that's good. And to be able to play with, good quality players, it's a good way of iron sharpening iron for, all of us to get better as a team. And I think, just in the backcourt, I think us two, we can really, find a nice common ground and really build off that. I think it'll be great going forward.
Colby Rogers joining us on the Sissy's Log Cabin guest line. I would imagine, and maybe Penny's had this conversation with you, but because of your experience, and you've been around the college game for a while, and the lack of returning players on this roster, you will probably be thrust into that leadership role, one of the leaders of the team in your first and what will be your only year at Memphis. Are you ready to take those responsibilities and run with it?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just a matter of just establishing that, we're all here to win. I think, me being someone that hasn't really won as much in college, that's something I've been, start fighting for, something I've, want to become better at and just become a winner and impact winning. I think that's a great person. Penny's a great person to learn from, but also just me being around college. There's a lot I've learned just playing a game. I'm kind of, quote unquote, a veteran at this, so to speak. So I think being able to have some of that experience just rub off on, some of the younger guys and the guys that come in from different programs. Just to be someone that's steady, someone that shows up every day, someone that's consistent. That's the type of leadership you'll get from me. I'm willing to, sacrifice and commit everything to winning. I feel like, as a team, if we win as a team, everyone else benefits. And that's just kind of the mindset I have going into it. And, my goal is to continue that, trying to rub off on the other guys, just be that steady person that people can lean on.
You kind of hit on a little bit, but obviously the shooting numbers speak for themselves. But what are the other areas that you want to develop in your game in this final year you'll have here at the University of Memphis?
Just to show that I can, impact winning, show that I can do the intangible things, but also show that I can play with other players and, make players better. I think using my shooting as a tool to open up things on the floor is very important for guys, especially like Haggerty, and, the big man coming in, David or Danny, just to give that space, but also use my shooting as, someone I can drive closeouts, get in the paint, make plays off the bounce, make plays off the pick and roll, make plays in transition. Just using my IQ, being able to, do things like backdoor cuts, set screens, just to get the defense in rotation to kind of create a chain reaction, things like that. But defensively, I think, I have another level to reach. I think I have good size, good length, someone that can guard the both 1 and 2 spots. It's something I want to improve on the show as well.
Tell us a little bit about, and tell the listeners a little bit about your journey. It started back in 2019 at Cal Poly, and now this will be your 4th school. So just a little bit about your history at the college level.
Originally my freshman year I went to Cal Poly. Kind of was, the only option for me at the time, but turned out, one of the best options that I've, made in terms of, as a freshman, we had to play a lot of minutes, Our non-conference schedule was pretty strong because we had a lot of buy-in games. So we played, I want to say 4 top 25 ranked teams that year. So just being able to experience that as a freshman to see, like, okay, this is winning and this is what it looks like at the highest level was an eye-opener. It was great for me. Second year there was kind of the COVID year, so it was a very weird year in terms of, with COVID and, no fans and games being canceled, that type of thing. And then, I wanted to go somewhere that had a better program, somewhere that was better for me, somewhere that would challenge me. And Siena proved to be just that. I mean, I had one of my best shooting years in my career there, which, definitely was good for me and was able to show the country that I can consistently shoot the ball at a high level. And then I just wanted to go somewhere that I could, get more. I mean, my goal has always been to play basketball at the highest level.
Right.
That's kind of what I wanted to use or wanted to get out of the transfer portal, just to keep improving, keep getting to that level. I started low, but I figured if I do well enough at each level, I can just keep improving. And that's just been my whole thought process and goal with my journey so far. So now that I'm towards the end of this journey, I want to make sure that I put my best foot forward and showing that, I can win, showing that I'm a professional, make sure that I can play at the next level. So that's kind of, been my journey.
Makes sense.
Past 4 or 5 years.
You mentioned the year at Siena and the shooting numbers because it did take the big jump up from Cal Poly and obviously this year it continued up over nearly 41%. Was that just putting a lot of work in on it? Was there like an adjustment made? Why the big jump when you were able to get to Siena with the 3-point shot?
I would definitely say it's a product of continued work. My shot has always been something that I've kind of made a cornerstone in my game, but just continue to improve it, continue to work it. But I think Siena allowed me to kind of fall into that role. We had a couple of players, we had a grad transfer from Northwestern. We had some older guys there. So I kind of just found that role, that niche, and, it was fruitful for me and our team. And it just was the right opportunity, the right fit at the time, which allowed me to, shoot, kind of, focusing on that role, not worry about, other things outside of that. So I just, I flourished there. It was a good team, good conference for me at the moment. And that's just, why the numbers were what they were.
We had PJ Haggerty on the show last week, and he talked about how he was going to reach out to players that he knew that were in the portal about Memphis. And then lo and behold, like the next day or two, we find out about you, and you already talked about him contacting you. Are there players that you have been in contact with to also help in the recruiting process?
I would say not necessarily been in contact with. I kind of just, just committed, so I wanted to make sure I had everything straight there.
Sure.
And then just to look at a different, talk with Penny, look at a different prospects he's looking at in the portal, different things like that. And, if he asks for my input, I'll happily give it to him. I'll happily reach out to other guys. I think that's a great recruiting tool and a great feeling as a guy in the portal to know that the team that you may possibly go to has players that are excited to play with you and actually want to play with you. I think that kind of helps the process, move forward, because not only the coach, but you have players that are there that you may have known, seen, played against, that are like, I want to play with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a great feeling going into it. So, I would happily do that. It helped me get there. So I know what it's like to be on the other side of that. And I think it would be good, if I'm needed in that way, to help, potential guys come to Memphis.
When you transferred from Siena to Wichita State, you had to sit out the 1 year, and then you played this past season. So your redshirt year, you were there with Jaquan Walton, correct?
Correct.
Okay, obviously Jaquan playing the one season here at Memphis. Are you guys tight? Have you talked to him about the Memphis experience?
No, we're not as tight as we used to be. I haven't really spoken to him about it. Just we haven't really, been in communication like that.
Okay.
For whatever reason, but
fair enough.
I always like to how much did you know about Penny Hardaway before you're being recruited and coming here?
I know who he was as a player. Obviously, someone that studies the game, who Penny is. So that's where some of my excitement came from. But as a coach, as a person, I've never really spoken to him, never really, obviously been coached by him. So I only kind of knew from the outside looking in about Penny.
What about the fact that you will be playing in an NBA arena, with the Grizzlies sharing that arena with you guys, with the Grizzlies being a part of this city, and they've had a great relationship with Memphis basketball? What is that going to be like for you? What do you see in the future for this upcoming season?
That just had me very excited. One, I just, being an NBA city, being an NBA arena, it's a different level of, joy you get from just playing and knowing that this is your home arena that an NBA team plays in, an NBA team shares, that the city knows and goes to. So that just gives you a good feeling every time you walk in that arena. Second, just to be around and be in, similar circles in terms of an NBA team, I think that's super beneficial. I think the stuff that you can learn and extract from just being around and the stuff that can rub off on you, I think that's priceless, and that's, where I want to be in the next year. So I think the best thing for me is to, obviously be around that, to learn, soak up information, to be able to visualize and see the NBA game and try to, imitate that and practice in games in college. I think that's the best thing for a player like me who's, has his last year, and to be so close to that, that was definitely something that interests me a lot.
What's the timetable? When will you be able to come to Memphis?
I want to say late May, early June. I would want to move in kind of early, get established, kind of build a routine for the summer, and then just go from there, be able to, hopefully connect with teammates early, try to get in the gym with guys early to just establish that camaraderie, that cohesion, and start that process. So I would try to say move in definitely late May, but no later than early June.
Gotcha. Well, it's been a pleasure to have you on the program. We look forward to covering you, to watching you play here in Memphis. He's Colby Rogers. You can follow him on Twitter at _Colby Rogers. Colby, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Take care. Folks, we also appreciate Jenkins Floors and More, and they invite you to their retail warehouse where they pass wholesale savings on to you. Jenkins Floors in Hernando, Little Rock, and Cleveland and that's Cleveland, Mississippi, specializes in flooring and carpeting, tile, plantation shutters, blinds. Jenkins makes your life easy with a 2-week turnaround. They'll come to your house. They'll come to your business. They will give you a free estimate. They will bring you samples. Again, they make it easy for you. And that 2-week turnaround is unheard of. So contractors, builders, obviously family projects, call 662-469-9350. Again, for a free estimate. Timmy and Rebecca Jenkins, they're just good people. They're the owners of this company, family owned and operated. They say hello to Sports 56 fans. They look forward to your business. It's Jenkins Floors and More. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, the breaking news from the University of Memphis involving FedEx and NIL. We'll get to that in case you've missed it. When we return, this is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
You or someone you know or care about has dealt with a difficult divorce. When facing divorce, you need the attorneys at Rice Law. Nick and Larry Rice lead the firm with 3 generations and 7 decades of experience. Located in Memphis, serving the entire state of Tennessee and North Mississippi. Rice Law is who you need to call. Simple or difficult divorce, they know how to handle it. Call Rice Law at 901-526-6701, or for more information, visit them at aboutdivorce.com. That's aboutdivorce.com.
Hey, Mid-South! Discover your new ride at Gossett Kia on the Pike. You want it? We Gossett with 2024 Kia Forte LXS. 41 MPG Highway, $199 a month, $34.99 do it signing. How about 2023 Kia EV6 Wind, rear-wheel drive, $249 a month. Plus, Gossett Kia's got 2024 Telluride LX front-wheel drive, $369 a month. Both $39.99 do it signing, all 24-month lease. And you'll always find peace of mind with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So stop what you're doing and call Bobby J, because he's ready to put you in a new Kia today. That's Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike, online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor
Cars! All 650 acquisition P, 30,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage. Forte RE 756 120, MSRP 22,320, EV6 P56 03393, MSRP 50,200. Telluride RG5 1041, MSRP 37,935. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 4/30/2024. Dealer stock only.
For over 8 decades, America's farmers have counted on the little red tractor from Case IH, the Farmall, to help them make short work of their demanding chores. Well, Mid-South Ag can show you they aren't just for farms anymore. With horsepower ranging from 30 to 105, plus an army of attachments, they can tackle every chore on your to-do list, from hauling and mowing to loading and towing and then some. Stop by Mid-South Ag Equipment or call 662-890-3141 to find a Case IH Farmall that's right for you.
Napa Cafe celebrates 26 years in 2024. Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I want to thank you for making us part of your dining experiences. Treat yourself tonight with a delightful dinner. Maybe start with an appetizer like our baked sweet piquilla peppers stuffed with goat cheese and mozzarella, finish with basil pistou, and move on to one of our cozy dishes like the double chocolate stout braised boneless beef short ribs with tonkatsu sauce and creamy mashed potatoes, or a fresh seafood dish like our pan-roasted ginger buttered sea bass with cilantro soy vinaigrette. I get hungry just talking about it. Don't forget about dessert, our famous sweet buttermilk pie with brown sugar sauce, or drink your dessert with one of our signature dessert cocktails, like the lemon cheesecake martini, lemony, icy, frothy, and dusted with graham cracker crumbs. Napa Cafe, open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. For reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. Come join us as we celebrate 26 years of Napa Cafe. We can't wait to serve you.
Now, back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers.
To reveal the full spectrum of its dazzling color.
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everyone. How impressive was Colby Rogers?
Impressive young man. It's certainly, I think he's put thought into it and everything, and very impressive to hear from him. And so hopefully it works out. Again, I mean, it's weird anytime you're thinking about a kid who's on his 4th college. But that's the reality of today's world, and hopefully it works out well, and hopefully he's able to continue to do what he's done at his last couple stops with the shooting numbers, especially, but also, as he said, continue to develop the rest of his game.
I like his answer that just getting into the portal to be able to move up in stature as far as the programs that he was playing for. Obviously, NIL money has something to do with that, but this isn't, a top 5 player who's taken that big leap up to this huge NIL rich school. Although, when I give you the details, if you haven't heard yet about what FedEx and the NIL at Memphis is doing, it's getting much better and better. But the point is, when you go from Cal Poly to Siena to Wichita State, this isn't strictly about NIL. This is about moving up the ranks, and now he's taking that jump to the University of Memphis. If you missed our interview with Colby Rogers or our interview with Brevin Knight, they will both be posted on the website, sportsmemphis.com, under featured audio. Rock Taylor is going to join us at 9:05, Tigers wide receiver. We'll also post that interview in case you can't tune in, but I suggest that you do. But the big news this morning is the announcement that FedEx they've announced an NIL program that benefits the University of Memphis student athletes. FedEx will invest $5 million per year for the next 5 years in University of Memphis student athletes who will be promoting FedEx initiatives, with the program initially centered around football, men's and women's basketball, and additional women's sports.
It's great news. FedEx had been, from my understanding, pretty reluctant to get into the NIL world, but obviously jumping in head first here at that type of commitment. Again, you can't. The university especially, but really the city as a whole, could never possibly repay FedEx for what they've meant for this city and for that university. Again, just looking at within the last whatever few months, and what's going to be happening going forward. It's a $50 million towards the stadium renovations, and now a $25 million commitment towards NIL. I mean, it's just what they continue to do to support that university and support the city as a whole is absolutely amazing. And again, thank you. There's no way to possibly thank them enough for what they do.
FedEx will host its first in-person NIL initiative at the spring game tomorrow, enhancing the event with a tailgate experience. FedEx will have many initiatives throughout the year that will utilize student athletes, capitalizing on their name, image, and likeness through social media programs, in-person events, and FedEx Cares initiatives. So again, begins tomorrow. Hopefully a nice crowd will be out there tomorrow afternoon to watch the Tigers spring game, the blue versus the gray, which will kick off at 3 o'clock. Here's a quote from Brian Phillips, the EVP and CMO at FedEx. We evaluated the evolving NIL landscape, exploring how we can best deliver positive impact to student athletes and connect them to meaningful opportunities for both themselves and the community, and made the decision to reallocate marketing funds to an NIL platform. This gives us an opportunity to invest in bright young athletes in our great hometown of Memphis, strengthening our connection to the next generation of leaders. This is what NIL was meant to be, because they will be doing things for that money through what FedEx has to offer. I just mentioned those connections, the programs, the in-person events, the FedEx Care initiatives. But they're also looking at possible future FedEx employees and maybe executives. Not all these athletes are playing professional ball and are not all going to make millions and millions of dollars. A very, very minimal amount. Who knows? Maybe none of them that are currently playing. The point is that FedEx looks at it. We can help out the hometown university as we've done before. We can get involved in this NIL, but we're getting a lot in return, as those players, those student athletes, again, are doing things for that pay. And then maybe in the long run, they are auditioning their company to these future employees, whatever field that may be. Maybe they're looking at becoming an employee in some way, some fashion with FedEx. It's a win-win.
Yeah, and certainly not only does it obviously help for a guy like Ryan Silverfield, for Penny Hardaway, for all of the coaches and everybody else and the entire university as a whole. But and again, you hope as we move along and whatever the next conference realignment situation might be, that these conferences notice this type of investment in the university. We've seen or heard in the past of FedEx basically trying to buy Memphis's way into conferences or whatever, but this is investment into the school that will just improve the school, and hopefully the conferences recognize that, and this gets you into one of those conferences when that next round of realignment takes place.
Memphis also announcing that they are in an NIL, I'm not sure if it just started or they've been doing it, but an NIL campaign hoping to raise another $2.5 million from fans. Now, is that their annual goal? I'm not sure, but $2.5 million is the number here in this story. So they are trying to add that to the $5 million that they'll get each of the next 5 years from FedEx. It's not quite the match that we talked about with the stadium, when Memphis has to raise $50 million to match that $50 million pledged by the Fred Smith family for the renovations for Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. So I love the fact that here's FedEx. It's not just we're throwing the money haphazardly at you because, you're part of this community and we care about you and we have buildings with the name FedEx on the campus. No, they're making sure that, look, we're going to do this for you, but you have to do this for yourself as well. So you have to match in the case of the stadium, or you need to also raise other funds, and that's exactly what they're trying to do from an NIL standpoint. Where this puts them within the conference, I don't know. How it's being broken down within those sports that I talked about, I have no idea. But this is certainly a huge positive story for Memphis.
East Coast Wings and Grill, the place to go to watch all of the sports action. The NBA playoffs getting underway this weekend, starting with the, of course, play-in games tonight, and then through the weekend, all of the first-round series will begin underway. You'll have Major League Baseball. They've got the baseball package, so any Major League Baseball games that are on, you can watch those over at East Coast Wings and Grill. Of course, the UFL, including the Showboats. All of that stuff's going to be on television, and of course, you can watch it all at East Coast Wings and Grill while enjoying some great food and drinks while you're at it. Any of their 60 flavors of wings that they've got to choose from, maybe one of their great burgers or flatbreads, anything on that menu. There's so many things to choose from. Absolutely delicious. But again, the wings are obviously the star of the show, and there's a flavor for everybody when you're talking about 60 different flavors and 7 different heat indexes that you can find at East Coast Wings and Grill. Monday through Friday, 3:30 to 6 at happy hour with 2 for $1 on the draft beers. Other specials as well. Monday nights, they do the live team trivia that you can take a part in. Of course, they've got their rewards program. Get a rewards card. Every dollar you spend earns you rewards at East Coast Wings and Grill. Located just off Highway 64. Kate Hyde Boulevard runs right between Lowe's and Walmart. They're off Highway 64 in Bartlett, and that's where you'll find East Coast Wings and Grill.
One of the many student athletes benefiting from the NIL, Rock Taylor, Tigers wide receiver, joins us next to open up Hour 3. Then we got 10 in a row, the game show that has swept the nation. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
When you think about insurance and you want great value without sacrificing great service, I want you to think one place, the Eflin Insurance and the entire Eflin Insurance team. Matt and his group of professionals will access 10 leading companies to find the right home and auto program that fits your budget and your absolute needs. The Eflin Insurance team, the number 386-GER, 386-4777.
All 650 acquisition, B 30,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage, Forte RE756 120, MSRP 22,320, EV6 P56 03393, MSRP 50,200, Telluride RG5 1041, MSRP 37,935, includes all rebates and incentives, must finance through Hyundai, excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details, offer valid through 4/30/2024, dealer stock only.
Hey, Jeff Allen, what's happening over there at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah Wonderland?
Randy, we are making magic on Mount Moriah. 2024 Kia Forte LXS 41 MPG Highway, $199 a month, $34.99 due at signing. 2023 Kia EV6 Win, $249 a month, and a 2024 Telluride LX front-wheel drive, $369. Both $39.99 due at signing, all 24-month lease.
And 0% for 48 months on 2024 EV9, and always get peace of mind with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
So get over there, Gossett Kia South, 2680 Mount Moriah or KiaMountMoriah.com.
Are you aware? It's patio season. Family Leisure sure is. That's why they have factory direct pricing on swimming pools, spas, and even, yes, patio furniture. Yes, sir, it's indeed patio season. So come by Family Leisure and check out all the brand new 2024 patio furniture sets. And with patio season here, you know that pool season will be here before you even know it. So buy now to get in line for your pool installation and get pre-season pricing. Plus, you could save $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, even up to $5,000 on all spas and swim spas. Family Leisure has got special pricing on all in-stock saunas, theater seating, pool tables, and even outdoor kitchens. I love it when it's patio season because of all the fantastic deals that Family Leisure makes available just for you. Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
Yo, Mark, long time no see. You still down at Dyer's?
Man, I'm not down at Dyer's. I'm out at Collierville Historic Town Square.
When'd you move out there?
We've been out there for about 13 years. We've got the shops, the park, we got the train the kids like to play on.
You still cooking those burgers the old-fashioned way?
Man, we're still flattening out those hamburger balls on a slab of marble and skillet frying them the old-fashioned way like they've been doing for 100 years.
Dude, you still have those onion rings.
Man, they're fantastic. Hand-breaded, served up just right.
I loved those milkshakes. Please tell me you're still doing those.
Man, we are hand-dipping those shakes, putting them in the old glass in the shake tin, served the old-fashioned way.
You got any new items out there I need to know about?
We're just doing a lot of gourmet sandwiches. We've got farm-raised catfish straight out of the Delta. We've got some hot tamales from Pasquale's Tamales out of Helena, Arkansas.
Man, are they served in the husk?
What those guys like to say, they're so good, you'll suck the shuck.
Go see my buddy Mark at Dyer's Cafe in Collierville's historic town square.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. A couple of accidents in their clearing stages. It remains a little bit heavy coming down 40 west over here at Sycamore View Road, getting on that 240 flyover. 240 east is already wanting to slow down up by Poplar. Moving right now, 55 northbound coming up through DeSoto County in and through South Haven. A 24/7 reliable crane and rigging services right here in Memphis. It's Tomahawk Crane and Rigging. Check them out at tomahawkcrane.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jenkins Floors and More. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Early Monday morning to Friday at 5, man, I work.
What a busy show, and we got a whole other hour before we call it a weekend. Welcome back. Sports 56 Mornings on this Friday, April 19th, 2024. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Zach Boyd. We're in the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure. Their spring sale continues at 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Currently 55 degrees. We're looking at 66, generally cloudy throughout the day. Tonight, 52 for a low, also cloudy. And that theme continues tomorrow. Cloudy skies, but again, a very small chance for rain. 63 for a high tomorrow, so cloudy, 63. I'll take that for spring football. That'll be the spring game tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock over at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. Hour 3 of the program, as Mr. Announcer Man said, is brought to you by Jenkins Floors and More. They're at 6 East Commerce in Hernando, Mississippi. It's a short drive from anywhere. They're also in Little Rock and Cleveland, Mississippi. Family-owned and operated local business. They specialize in flooring and carpeting. And if it's variety you're looking for, they have it. From SPC and WPC vinyls, which are scratch-resistant, waterproof, ceramic and porcelain tiles, hardwoods by Portercraft, carpeting from Southern Luxury Carpet, backsplashes for your kitchen and bathrooms, plantation shutters, blinds, so much more. They sell it wholesale. They'll skip the middleman. That's going to save you lots of money. And I'm telling you, what you want is that service that they bring you where it's family oriented. And that's what you get with Timmy and Rebecca Jenkins. This isn't some big conglomerate, right? These are local folks, and they will come to your home. They will come to your business. They will give you a free estimate. They'll bring you the samples. They'll show you what it's all about. And then they'll turn around and have the project done in 2 weeks. So you get quick response. They'll come to you to give you the free estimate. They'll have it done in 2 weeks, and you get wholesale prices. What are you waiting for, folks? Residential, commercial, homeowners, contractors. Do yourself a favor. See what Jenkins Floors and More has to offer. 6 East Commerce in Hernando. Call them at 662-469-9350. Let them come out and take care of your home or business. All military and first responders, 10% off. Sports 56 listeners, ask about their family discount. It's Jenkins Floors and More. Very pleased now to be joined by one of the stars of the Memphis Tigers. He is Rock Taylor, who you can follow on Twitter at Rock2Shot. That's ROC, the number 2 shot. Getting ready for his final year with the Tigers and getting ready for tomorrow's spring game, which again begins at 3 o'clock at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. Rock, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Thanks for joining us. So what's it been like? I mean, you've been in the college game for a while, so I don't know if it gets monotonous the spring or you love it, right? Right after a season in which you guys win 10 games, you get a little time off. I don't know if you're ready to jump back into it, but that's exactly what you guys did. So how did it go?
It's going pretty well. And after a 10-win season, man, it feels pretty great to come back and have fun with the guys that we build this culture with. So I feel pretty good to come back and come out for the spring game. You know, all the fans going to be there. Just put on the show for everybody that's come out there and have fun.
Along with the 10-win season, it was a breakout year for you with over 1,000 yards. What as you go into the final year, coming off of a year like that, what are the things you're kind of looking for next? What's the next step for you individually wise in your career?
Just improving my game and knowing everything I do out there, the little details, just out there having fun, so I can at least advance myself for the next level and just help my team out. Because you improve the individual, you improve the team.
As Eli just mentioned, you went over 1,000 yards receiving with 69 catches. Obviously, one of the go-tos for Seth Hennigan. You guys have this great relationship, I'm sure, off the field as well as on the field. To have a quarterback who has been in the system, knows what he's doing, has been through a lot in a lot of different games, a lot of different defenses that he's going up against. How good is it to be a receiver knowing that you have this veteran quarterback, you're not having to break in a new guy?
Oh, yeah, it's most definitely a great feeling to have a quarterback, especially a quarterback that you came in with and built the chemistry with. It's good to have a quarterback like that, because, friendship and just like on the field, off the field things, so it's guaranteed that your connection is going to be there. And having a quarterback like Seth Hennigan, it's great. It's amazing to have.
What the breakout with those numbers, was that just a simple thing of opportunity? What led to the big year that you had?
Oh yeah, so just an opportunity. Like every opportunity I said I was going to get for that coming up year, I took advantage of it, full advantage of it, and I just wanted to have fun. Like if you go out there and worry about this and that, about stats and this and that, you're not going to achieve that goal. You just go out there and have fun, play with your team, and I did that, and the outcome was great.
So we had the big story today that I'm sure you're aware of with this FedEx NIL deal with the University of Memphis, which is great for all the student athletes. But NIL has now been a part of the game since probably you've been in school. And I know after the great season, there were opportunities because Seth Hennigan was on the show and he talked about it. And I know that it was almost like a group decision, was it not, as far as you and Seth talking to each other, making sure that both were good to go and didn't want to explore any other opportunities, that you wanted to be back at Memphis? I know it was important that your offensive coordinator, Tim Cramsey, was back. Can you talk a little bit about how that all went in the offseason when, in this day and age, we know that athletes jump into the portal very quickly?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we definitely had got together after in the offseason and talk about a couple of things, Like, we just talked about just making sure we're on the same page and that no one's going to enter the portal. Because, like you said, in this day, a lot of guys just up into the portal and not knowing what they're doing. But, yeah, we had to sit down and talk and just make sure everything was good. Everybody was straight face because we have the team to have a good season, and we want to build on that. So we just decided we was going to stay no matter what. So
when you're talking about an experienced bunch that's been together for this long, like, what are the things during spring ball that you're really working on?
Just mainly the little things, just touching up everything on details, like the holes we can hit, just little things like that, and just learning the playbook more often. Like, I have to learn different spots on the offense and definitely have to learn different reads for the defense. So it's just different stuff like that just to touch up and get better at.
You have most of the key players on offense back. You lost a little bit, certainly, but most of the guys are back. Now, you do lose a couple of offensive linemen. Now, one of the additions to the offense to go along with Sutton Smith and Thomas and the veteran running backs who are back is Mario Anderson. How has he looked in camp?
Oh, he's looking pretty good at camp. I think he's going to be a pretty explosive running back for us. So I'm ready to see what he's going to do during the season, but I think he's going to be pretty good. He's running well, moving well, and he's catching on pretty well, too, and knowing the playbook faster than I think he was. But I think he's going to be a pretty explosive running back for us.
So as you look forward to next season, how much do you think about the fact that now with the expanded playoff, like that's a a reality, like a real thing that can be achieved by the University of Memphis, is getting into the college football playoff?
Oh, I think that's a great opportunity for us, and just blessed to even have that for us to enter. Because you got to think, in a Group of 5 school, not many people get a chance to even, opportunity to even play to get in the playoffs. So I think that's a great thing, because like that's going to push us to work harder. So I think that's a great thing for us to even hear, for us so we can actually be able to enter that.
Tigers wide receiver Rock Taylor joining us on the Sissy's Log Cabin guest lines. You can follow Rock on Twitter at Rock2Shot, ROC2SHOT. What does that mean, by the way, Rock2Shot?
It's just something I had made up in high school.
I like it. Sounds pretty cool. All right, so last year, obviously the great year, but even though you won 10, even though you beat Iowa State in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl game, you didn't get to the conference championship game. And that before there could be talk of the playoff, you have to win the conference championship, but you have to get to the championship game. Right. Why do you believe this 2024 season will be any different from 2023 when you came up a little short?
Just based off of the pieces we picked up, and I just know this. I just have a good feeling that this team this year will capitalize off what we did last year and come back and have a great season. It just, we put in the work, the time. It's just a lot of things that we've done that I feel like this season will be different. And then everybody focused. Nobody is worried about playoff championship. We already know we got one goal. As our coach said, we say one goal. Everybody repeat one goal. So we just keep our head down, keep working. And we know what that one goal is, so we just be working on that.
What do you like about playing for Coach Silverfield?
Just he's gonna push you to be better and to work not only on the football field, off the football field. And at a lot of schools, you don't get that, because a lot of people, they like to just, oh yeah, he's this guy, won't let him do it. You know, because it don't matter who you are, he's gonna push you to work, and he's gonna tell you like, hey, we need you to step up. This and that. It's just the gratitude of just want to come to work.
I asked you about one of the newcomers in Anderson. Obviously, you lose a really good running back in Blake Watson. Certainly hoping next week that he hears his name called as far as the NFL draft is concerned. Is that something that's always in the back of your mind, Rock, about being able to play at the next level?
Oh, yes, sir. Most definitely. Ever since I was little, I've been working hard. One day I hope I get that call, but that's always been something in the back of my mind. That's all I work hard for.
What do you to get to that level? Are there still things like what are the things you think that they're looking for that you have to prove to them still?
Oh, I'd say just being a ball player, just going out there and making plays, just doing things nobody else did.
Well, I could tell you this firsthand watching you play last year. From your sophomore year, and I get all the years mixed up now with the COVID year and all that, but 2 years ago to what you did last year, a couple years ago, there would be the occasional drop pass. And then last year, I don't know if you put Velcro in your hands, but your hands were great. So what did you do in that off season and then in camp to prepare for that breakout year in 2023 where when that ball was in the vicinity, you were catching it?
Oh, yes. I just put in a lot of work in the off season. I was on the jug machine. I was working on my craft. I just put a lot of time in on the field off season. I just worked really hard, and it pays off. Like, practice makes perfect, but you still got some here and there. But yeah, I just put in a lot of work on the jug machine, and that was it. I just put a lot of work in.
How much does it help in that in just that simple thing of catching the football, of having that same quarterback, that same quarterback consistently through the years?
Oh, it's helped a lot. Because me and Steph, like, we get those. Like, we'll go at our facility, we get those in here and there every other Saturday just to keep the routine going on different routes. So I know it's very hard to, like, get the sidetracked, but if you stay consistent, you know, the results will show itself. So, it's good to just work on yourself and everything.
You're back. Blankham's, he's back. Kobe Drake, who was on with us earlier this week, he's back. Is there another receiver that we should keep an eye on, maybe receiver or two that look out because they could be not only part of the future but part of the present for this upcoming season?
Yeah, I would say Jacoby Banks. And I would say Brady Klusa.
Okay.
Them two young guys. They've been working hard this spring and everything. So I think they have a chance to get to play this season. And for the future, it's going to be pretty good.
So I'll ask you the question that I asked Seth Hennigan and Kobe. Are you the team to beat in 2024 in the American Conference?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So anything less than being in that conference championship game would be, in probably your opinion, disappointing?
Yes, sir, it would. It would.
All right. I mean, it's so consistent with every player I talk to. And you're right. I think the mindset is there where you guys are one cohesive group, and that's great to know. And, of course, tomorrow you're going to have a lot of fun, hopefully a big crowd on hand at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium to watch you guys in the spring game.
Yes, sir. Hope everybody come out and watch the play and have fun and enjoy the time. We'll put on the show.
He is Rock Taylor, Tigers wide receiver. Again, follow him on Twitter at Rock, R-O-C, the number 2, SHOT, S-H-O-T. Rock, as always, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Take care. Folks, Corky's Ribs and Barbecue, one of our great sponsors. 4 locations here in the Memphis area. In Memphis on Poplar Avenue. In Collierville on Poplar Avenue as well. They have a restaurant in Cordova, my old stomping grounds, Germantown Parkway, and then down in Olive Branch on Goodman Road. You can dine in, you can carry out, you can have any of the services delivered to your home or office, whether it be tonight, whether it be this weekend. It's always a good time for Corky's. They will cater events. So you got any parties coming up, graduation parties that'll be happening sometime in May, I would imagine. Family reunions, birthdays, anniversaries. It's always, again, a great time for that delicious slow smoke barbecue from Corky's. They've been cooking it up for 4 decades, and they've been catering for as long as they've been in existence. They have lunch specials every single day. You can get a party pack that start at just $7.49. Now, not only do they have delicious barbecue, but they got an award-winning catfish plate. They have tamales. They have juicy burgers. They have amazing desserts. Love to start off my meal with a little appetizer, the cheese and sausage plates. They have other appetizers as well. And they have these rolls that you get with your entrees that are absolutely out of this world. I think they're the best in town. It's Corky's Ribs and Barbecue. Don't forget, they have a private party room at the Cordova and the Olive Branch location. So again, little birthday gathering, little graduation party. You want to get together with a small party, you can do that inside the private party room at either one of the locations. Just call and set up a time and date, and they will take care of it for you. Corky's Ribs and Barbecue. They're open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week. You're tuned in to Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Be sure to follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows, stay up to date with station events, and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Hey, Mid-South! Discover your new ride at Gossett Kia on the Pike. You want it? We Gossett with 2024 Kia Forte LXS. 41 MPG Highway, $199 a month, $34.99 due at signing. How about 2023 Kia EV6 Wind, rear-wheel drive, $249 a month. Plus, Gossett Kia's got 2024 Telluride LX front-wheel drive, $369 a month. Both $39.99 due at signing, all 24-month lease. And you'll always find peace of mind with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So stop what you're doing and call Bobby J, because he's ready to put you in a new Kia today. That's Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike, online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 650 acquisition P, 30,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage. Forte RE756 120, MSRP 22,320, EV6 P56 03393, MSRP 50,200. Telluride RG5 1041, MSRP 37,935. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 4/30/2024. Dealer stock only.
Top Gun is the largest indoor range in the Mid-South, but size isn't their only difference. Top Gun has the best instructors with over 300 years combined experience and classes all the way from first shot to master marksmanship. Plus, Top Gun is affordable. Gold membership is just $1.48 a month. That's just $1.60 a day for unlimited range time, free gun rentals with purchase of ammo, and members lounge access. Top Gun 2770 Witten Road and TopGunMemphis.com. Always shoot with the best. Top Gun Memphis.
You or someone you know or care about has dealt with a difficult divorce. When facing divorce, you need the attorneys at Rice Law. Nick and Larry Rice lead the firm with 3 generations and 7 decades of experience. Located in Memphis, serving the entire state of Tennessee and North Mississippi. Rice Law is who you need to call. Simple or difficult divorce, they know how to handle it. Call Rice Law at 901-526-6701, or for more information, visit them at aboutdivorce.com. That's aboutdivorce.com.
Hey Mid-South, get to Gossett Mitsubishi Motors Spring Sales Event and get thunderstruck with 43 MPG Highway and 2024 Mitsubishi Mirage. We Gossett for $18,960 or $269 a month. Or hit the open road in your 2024 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. We Gossett, $28,350 or $379 a month. And adventure starts with 2024 Mitsubishi Outlander SE. We Gossett, $32,765 or $449 a month. Plus, every Gossett Mitsubishi comes with Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. That's Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, online 24/7 at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 84 months Mirage RH00 5921 MSRP 19460, Eclipse RZO 342,249 MSRP 29,350, Outlander RZO 43754 MSRP 33,765, includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month. Dealer stock only.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jenkins Floors and More. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everyone. 9:23 the time. Again, thanks to Rock Taylor for joining us. Once again, Rock Taylor, Colby Rogers, Brevin Knight. Our last 3 interviews, all available on the website at sportsmemphis.com under featured audio. You can always listen to the podcast of the shows. We break them down hourly. That's all our shows all day long. Watch them, listen to them at your leisure. Again, at sportsmemphis.com.
We had gotten a text from Reggie. We were talking about with Brevin about Jaren Jackson Jr. And I'm not sure. This is a little confusing, but he says, what is the shooting percentage, particularly the 3-point percentage? If the number made is higher than the miss percentage, why is rebounding so important? To me, if those shots are made more than missed, then the rebounding is important but less relevant. Play defense and let rebounds be that as it may, even in college basketball. Look, there are. You could get a lot of different opinions from coaches on the importance of rebounding. I think probably at every level of just how important. Some teams will have, will really crash the offensive glass trying to get offensive rebounds. Other teams don't even care, won't crash the glass. They would rather just have their guys make sure you're getting back defensively. And if you look at the NBA this year, in rebounding percentage, so the percent of available rebounds that you get, I mean, it's a mixed bag. Like Utah, who is bad, is 3rd in the league in rebound percentage. Oklahoma City is 28th in rebound percentage, and they're the number 1 seed in the West. So it's not like there's this direct correlation between great rebounding teams end up being good. But Boston is 5th in rebound percentage. Denver is 6th. Minnesota is 8th. A lot of the teams up at the top are playoff teams. You got Oklahoma City down at the bottom. Dallas is down at the bottom. Indiana's down towards the bottom. Philadelphia, the Lakers are 21 and 22 as far as that goes. So there's a wide ranging thing. For the Grizzlies, they finished 25th this year in rebounding, in rebound percentage. They got 48.8% of available rebounds. In years past, last year they were 8th. The year before that, they were 1st in the league in rebounding, getting over 52% of the available rebounds. I mean, ideally, you would get more than 50% of the rebounds because in the end, it's possessions. Like you're getting extra possessions or preventing extra possessions from the other team. So, it's you want to get rebounds. But again, I think there are teams that put different levels of importance on rebounding and how, especially on the offensive end, how much are they really going to crash the offensive glass? There are different coaches that have different theories on how valuable that is.
Don't think for a second it's not important. The possessions that you just said is what's pivotal. Possessions. So for me, defensive rebounding is the most important thing in the like you get offensive rebounds and putbacks and second chance opportunities. That's great. But if you're a good shooting team and you're a good scoring team, you're fine. You don't need those second chance opportunities. But defensively, when you give teams a second possession, a third opportunity on that one possession, you know what I'm saying? You get a rebound, another shot, a rebound, another shot, and then they finally make the shot on the third opportunity. You've given up a bunch of you've given up a bunch of defensive rebounds, meaning the other team that you're playing is getting offensive rebounds. That's the most important thing to me, is getting those second chances, those third chances. You have to prevent that. That's what I care about. If you tell me I'm a bad offensive rebounding team, I don't care, as long as I'm a really good defensive rebounding team.
But again, Oklahoma City is one of the worst rebounding teams in the league. They're the number one seed in the West. You got a lot of playoff teams that are down there.
Does it break it down? Does it break it down offensive rebounding and defensive rebounding?
Yes.
Where are they in each category?
They're 27th in defensive rebounding percentage, and they are 28th in offensive rebounding percentage.
Do they make up with it by forcing turnovers? I mean, there's somewhere they have to be making it up somewhere.
Again, I mean, there's various things. Like, again, a lot of coaches, again, that's why they won't crash offensive glass. They'll say, we'd much rather just make sure we're back defensively.
Right.
We're not giving up fast break back basket, things
And
like that.
I agree with that to a certain extent.
But again, I mean, even when you're talking about the, again, and I'm doing this in rebound percentage, because this is, to me, that's a better number to look at than total rebounds, because that depends. But you're like number one in the league is 52.7%. And number 30 in the league is 45%. Then the Wizards are they're 2 percentage points behind. 29th in the league is 47.5%. So I mean, we're not talking about a ton of separation here. I mean, the best to the worst. I mean, how many possessions is that per game? Again, it depends on what pace and everything else you're playing at. But we're not talking about some massive number of possessions here. And again, if a coach may say, those 2 to 3 possessions we're not getting, we'll gladly give that up to make sure we're getting back defensively all the time.
But if you equate that to the Grizzlies as we focus on next year, and Brevin was on with us talking about the small backcourt if they go with Marcus Smart as a starter. He could come off the bench. Who knows? He could be traded. But Bane, while he's a decent rebounder, you got Bane, you got Morant, you got Smart. If you started Jaren Jackson at the 5 and Vince Williams is a decent rebounder, but he's not some big physical guy, you're going to get clobbered on the boards. I don't think that is a recipe for success. But if you put, as Brevin Knight said, and what I've been saying, a big, strong rebounder next to Jaren, it doesn't matter if Jaren gets his 3 rebounds. He doesn't have to get 9 if he has a guy rebounding next to him. Now, all of a sudden, you got a formidable physical front line to go along with any backcourt. And if you want to play Vince at the small forward, you could do that and play Bane and Morant and have Marcus come off the bench. There's more options than that other scenario I just gave you. All right, folks, who's ready to win a great prize package? It's time for 10 in a row.
Not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, but 10 in a row.
It's 10 in a row. It's the game show that has swept the nation. And if you'd like to participate, you need to jump on the Sissy's Log Cabin listener lines at 901-360-8255. It is brought to you in part by the Owner's Box. You're looking for sports in all the wrong places? Well, try the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland, in the Lakeland Town Square. That's the place to be, to watch all types of sports, whether you're watching this weekend the Showboats play on Saturday morning against the Battlehawks of St. Louis, whether you're watching the PGA Tour or Major League Baseball, and of course the NBA playoffs. Fun, exciting, friendly, comfortable. Wall-to-wall TVs for all your favorite games. All over-the-wall taps for all your favorite beers. Plus, they have non-alcoholic and local craft beers. In front of the wall, you got the full bar for all your other favorite beverages, including a full wine list. You can add in an upscale menu. I'll tell you about that in a moment. Patio seating, daily specials and events. Well, you found your right place. You found all your sports in one place with great food and drink. It's the Owner's Box Sports Bar and Grill in Lakeland Town Square. Lunch specials are served from 11 to 3, Monday through Friday. You can get sliders and chicken salads and cheeseburger sliders with fries. They got great deals on these lunch specials, by the way. You can get a half club sandwich with super fries, all kinds of great lunch specials at the Owner's Box.
10 in a row is also brought to you in part by Napa Cafe. 2024 is the 26th year. They're celebrating 26 years at Napa Cafe. And if you've been doing it that long, you know they've been doing some things right, whether it's one of their great entrees that they have and so many great delicious ones to choose from. Their appetizers, they've got their signature desserts or their signature dessert drinks, their dessert cocktails like the lemon cheesecake martini, all kinds of great things to choose from. Glenda Hastings and her staff over there at Napa Cafe, again, 26 years they've been making outstanding food in East Memphis. 5101 Sanderlin is where you'll find them. They're open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. For reservations, you can visit their website at napacafe.com. If you've got a special occasion you're looking to celebrate or just looking for a beautiful, nice night out with some great food, go see the folks at Napa Cafe. Again, 5101 Sanderlin. You can eat there, or you can also get curbside pickup for their entire menu as well. Again, Wednesday through Saturday, open for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. They are Napa Cafe. And the winner of 10 in a row will get a $50 gift certificate to Napa Cafe, along with a $25 gift certificate to Sunrise, a couple of Malco movie passes, and a free haircut from Supercuts.
All right, here's your question. Top 10 winningest NBA coaches of all time with at least one title to their credit. So they had to have won an NBA title. I'm not asking you for the top 10 winningest coaches. I'm asking you for the top 10 winningest coaches of all time with at least one title. 901-360-8255. Sissy's Log Cabin listener lines are available to you. If you'd like to participate, don't wait around. Jump on the phone lines right now. 901-360-8255. Great prize package if you'd like to give it a shot. 901-360-8255. Again, top 10 winningest NBA coaches of all time with at least one title. I'll give you that hint again. Don't just look up the top 10 winningest NBA coaches. There's a lot of them who have a ton of wins and never won an NBA title. These are the top 10 winningest coaches, but they had to have had at least one NBA title.
Again, $50 to Napa Cafe, $25 to Sunrise, a couple of Malco movie passes, and a free haircut at Supercuts, all going to the winner of 10 in a row. Reggie, our texter, by the way, texts in says, if you play a team that doesn't miss much, there's no rebound to get. Well, if the other team isn't missing much, you got all kinds of problems anyway.
Yeah, you're not going to win the game.
The bottom line is there's going to be rebounds. And again, I'm not here to tell you like rebounding is the biggest thing in the world. Like, I don't believe it. There's many more important things than rebounding, but you do want to get some of the rebounds. You don't want them to just shoot until they make it. You want to be able to get a rebound here and there.
Yeah, if you win the game, you're outscoring the team. That's the most important thing. But rebounding is certainly pivotal. Again, if you're giving teams chances, second, third opportunities every possession, and they're finally scoring, first of all, you're not going to get as many possessions as the other team, and they're still finishing up with a bucket. You're going to lose those games. Rebounding is very important.
And the thing for a team like the Grizzlies, again,
try to tell a coach it's not important. They'll laugh at you.
No, some coaches will tell you that it's not. I mean, they
won't.
Yes, they will. Like
they'll say it's not important at all.
It's way down. Again,
it might be down on the list for some, but it's important.
Again, because the numbers will tell you, like, you don't have to be a great rebounding team to be a good team. Like, some coaches they don't really care about rebounding numbers.
Okay.
Let's go to 10 in a row, and leading us off will be David. Hey, David.
Hi, David.
Hey guys, how are y'all?
Doing great. Again, I'll read the questions and make sure everybody understands. Top 10 winningest NBA coaches of all time with at least one title. One NBA title to their credit. So there's a lot of coaches that have won a lot of games that never won a title. These are the top 10, but they have to have at least one title. Bill Russell.
No.
Yeah, and he was a coach for those who are confused. Pat Riley.
Yes.
Red Holtzman.
Yes.
Steve Kerr.
Yes.
360-8255. That's the surprising one. You would think Kerr would be, he's not as high as those other 10.
Next is Matt. Hey, Matt.
What's up, Matt?
Hey, guys. Good morning.
Good morning. Top 10 winningest NBA coaches of all time with at least one title. Stan Van Gundy.
No.
360-8255. Again, a shocker. Next
is Steven. Hey, Steven.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, guys. What's happening?
Bill Russell.
Yes.
360-8255. Bill Russell was a coach, was successful, but not in the top 10 winningest NBA coaches of all time with at least one title. Who's next?
Andre's next. Hey, Andre.
Andre?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Here we go. Stan Van Gundy.
Yes.
Jack McKinney.
Yes.
360-8255. Top 10 winningest NBA coaches of all time with at least one title.
Next is Mario. Hey, Mario.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Bill Russell.
No.
Pat Riley.
Yes.
Red Holtzman.
No.
360-8255. A little harder than I thought. We got a couple of open lines. Sissy's Log Cabin listener lines, 901-360-8255.
Next is Dan. Hey, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Hey, guys.
Stan Van Gundy.
Yes.
Jack McKinney.
No.
Greg Popovich.
Yes.
Eric Spoelstra.
Yes.
Nick Nurse.
No.
Rudy Tomjanovich.
Yes.
Red Auerbach.
Yes.
Phil Jackson.
Yes.
Tyronn Lue.
No.
Chuck Daly.
Yes.
Winner.
Dan, congratulations, sir. You are a winner. You've got a good prize package coming your way. Hold on, and Zach will tell you how to
and
get
I don't
your
cheat,
prize.
guys, by the way.
Well, nice job. Nice job.
That's easy to say, Dan.
I understand in this day and age that people will look at it. See, that's why I got to make them a little tougher sometimes. If I just put top 10 winningest coaches, that'd be right in a second. But I had to make it top 10 winningest NBA coaches of all time with at least one title. Like, you think about it off the top of your head. Jerry Sloan, right? He's way up there. Nope, never won a title. There's others certainly that fit that bill as well. On the list I gave you, here are some stats.
Which Van Gundy did?
Stan Van Gundy.
And he was a yes?
He's a yes.
Who did he win the title with?
Was it Houston? He's won a title.
I don't believe Stan Van Gundy has won a
It's on the list. And I got to. You second guessed me a lot, but I will find that during the break. But here are some of the numbers. Stan Van Gundy, 979 career wins. Right, he was number 10 on that list. Phil Jackson, of course, these are no brainers. 1,640 wins, 11 titles. Red Auerbach, 1,419 wins, 9 titles. Rick Carlisle, 1,771 wins and a title. Doc Rivers, 1,895 wins and a title. Pat Riley, 1,904 wins, 5 titles. Red Holtzman, 1,300 wins, 2 titles. Greg Popovich, 2,209 wins, 5 titles. Eric Spoelstra, 1,277 wins and 2 titles. Pinnacle Roofing and Restoration for all your roofing and home repair needs. Call Brandon McCullough at 901-438-5084 or go online to newroofmemphis.com. They offer plans and options to choose from, including a 6, 12, or 18-month same as cash option. They'll work with your insurance company. They'll work out of pocket, whatever it takes to get you that new roof or that roof repaired. They are part of the Roofs for Troops program. Any veteran, active, or retired, you get a $250 rebate on the purchase of a new roof. Pinnacle does both residential and commercial roofing, so business owners and property managers, if you have a leak or any other roofing problem, call Brandon today. They'll come out and do a free roof inspection. They're licensed, bonded, and insured, and a member of the Better Business Bureau. $100 referral fee for all new roofs, so you know somebody who needs that roof fixed, that new roof. they end up using Pinnacle to get the new roof, you get $100 for that referral. They do carpentry work, exterior painting. They can replace gutters. They put up fencing and siding, rotten wood repair. Brandon is a certified shingle installer, so you need shingles installed, he's the man to call. Quality work at a very reasonable price. Pinnacle Roofing and Restoration. Call Brandon McCullough at 901-438-5084 or go online to newroofmemphis.com.
I guess they're giving him. Pat Riley took over for him and he won the title. Like Stan Van Gundy did coach the Heat to start a year that they won a title, but he didn't coach them to the title.
Yeah, but they gave him credit for a title. When I looked it up, he has got one NBA title. All right, we'll take a quick timeout. Come back with our final segment. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
We are Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Welcome to the Rendezvous.
This is John Vergas. When my dad started the Rendezvous in 1948, I don't think anyone could have imagined we'd still be serving shoulder, cheese plates, and our world-famous dry rub ribs 75 years later. But we are still here in the basement, in an alley in downtown Memphis. We sincerely thank you for making the Rendezvous what it is today. Charlie Vergas Rendezvous, serving the official barbecue of the Memphis Grizzlies.
Challenging, purposeful, rewarding.
I was the only female in my class, so I call them my brothers to this day because they supported me, they helped me. Like I couldn't do pull-ups, I went to the gym, we worked out together, so it was fun.
We have the unique opportunity as deputies of interacting with people at some of the worst and sometimes most transitional or pivotal moments of their lives.
Come join our team, become a patrol deputy with the Shelby County Sheriff's Office.
Hey, Jason, my main man, Marshall, what's up over there at Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike?
Well, Randy, we know that one size doesn't fit all at Gossett Volkswagen, so we've got a take-your-pick offer that covers all the bases.
Well, everybody I know, including me, loves choices. So, Jason, what do you got?
How about a 2024 Taos S, 2024 Tiguan S, or a 2024 Jetta Sport? Take your pick for $279.99 a month. Plus 1.9 for 60 months on all Atlas and Atlas Cross Sports. Or get a brand new 2024 Atlas Cross Sport SE for only $33,988. And no reasonable offer will be refused.
Ask for Jason, the main man, Marshall at Gossett Volkswagen, 1875 Covington Pike, or online at GossettVWMemphis.com.
That's Gossett Volkswagen on Covington Pike, where we're charging forward and charging less every day.
All 36-month lease, 7,500 miles per year. Taos RMO 51756, MSRP 26063. Tiguan RM 103,910, MSRP 31363. Jetta RMO 48802, MSRP 25506. Cross Sport RC 236449, MSRP 38981. Includes $3,000 rebate. Cannot be combined with special APR. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695. Excludes stock final license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit dealer stock only.
Join us celebrating 26 years of Napa Cafe. Hi, I'm Glenda Hastings, owner of Napa Cafe, and I'm inviting you over for dinner. Treat yourself tonight with a delightful dinner of scrumptious combinations, fresh salads, homemade soups, or maybe start with an appetizer, like our baked Dungeness crab dip with manchego cheese, lemon, garlic, and French baguette toast. Drift into one of our fresh seafood dishes, like the caramelized sea scallops with curry beurre blanc, black forbidden rice, and Thai mango salad. Or our ancho honey glazed salmon with creamy black bean puree, avocado pico de gallo, and jalapeno crema. Maybe you're looking for something cozy and comforting, like our Duroc pork chop with apple brandy demi-glaze and blue cheese bacon mashed potatoes. We have something for everyone. Napa Cafe, open Wednesday through Saturday for dinner starting at 5 o'clock. For reservations, visit our website at napacafe.com. Come join us as we celebrate 26 years of Napa Cafe. I'd sure love to see you.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by Jenkins Floors and More. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back here in the Family Leisure Studios. 9:46 the time. This is something that I figured, again, that there was going to have to kind of come, but they're not a federal regulation. But new federal regulations released today will prevent colleges and coaches from suspending athletes accused of sexual misconduct while school officials investigate complaints against them. Again, this whole thing happened when once Terrence Shannon was ruled eligible to play by the courts, it kind of made like if the courts are telling you can't do it, like there was no coach that was going to do it anyway.
Right. Why would they? Especially if it's a star player.
Because coaches don't really want to do it. So if they could hide behind the courts and say, "Listen, I can't do anything. They told us we can't." So they're absolutely going to do it. But yeah, so that's so now, yeah, anybody that's accused of sexual misconduct gets to play while the investigation goes on.
Because even if you are, let's say, a morally conscious coach, which a lot of coaches, well, I would guess a lot of people are, that if they try to suspend that player, there's a lawsuit waiting to happen. So you can't really do that, even if it's, you believe that more than likely, you got to let the law play the process play out, but you may want to immediately suspend a player accused of something as egregious as that is, but now you're dealing with the possibility of lawsuits. There
are probably a lot of athletes who, once Terrence Shannon took it to court and won, probably thought, man, I should have done that back in my day. When anybody that was accused of things like that and got submitted, probably like, God, I never thought of actually going to court and making them play me during that time. But again, what it can lead to is the possibility of some uncomfortable situations of guys, playing through this while being accused of something pretty bad and winning a championship or whatever. It could be a little uncomfortable at times.
Well, I got to imagine that certainly moving forward, it's going to be really uncomfortable for certain players and teams if that does happen.
Folks, when you're looking for guns, whether it be for home defense, whether it be for hunting, whether it be to collect, whatever it is, one place to go here in town, and that is Classic Arms. Over 700 firearms in stock at Classic Arms. Every type of gun you can imagine, from new to used, because they not only sell guns, but they also buy guns. They trade. They've got it all for you. They've got all the top brand names, whatever it is you're looking for. Glock, Colt, Ruger, Smith & Wesson, Browning, Beretta, Remington, Winchester, all of those. They've got them for you at Classic Arms. They are the only gun importer here in the Mid-South. They do free gun inspections. They do free gun appraisals. They do all of that free bore sighting as well for those hunting rifles. You could shop online at 24/7 at classicarmsofmemphis.com, or you could just go see UTJ and the gang over at Classic Arms, 1740 Germantown Parkway. It's right behind Corky's Barbecue there off Germantown Parkway, that shopping center right behind Corky's. That's where you'll find them. That's where you're going to find everything guns. It's Classic Arms.
There hasn't been a ton of big names in the portal in this spring session, and we talk about Dallin Hayden. For us, he's certainly a big name who went to Ohio State. And as I reported earlier, he's going to be taking a visit to UCLA and to Colorado, but also working on a couple of other visits. But Jaden Rashada is a very interesting name. The Arizona quarterback is officially in the portal. He played in just 3 games last year, passing for 485 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 3 picks. Remember, he was that big recruit coming out of high school that had initially signed with Florida. And Kenny Dillingham, who's the coach at Arizona State, went on social media wishing him well. He said whoever gets him is going to get a really good quarterback. This guy's 6'4", 185. He did have off-season thumb surgery, but it'll be interesting to see where he ends up.
Yeah. He was highly thought of. Of course, the Florida, that NIL deal was a old fiasco, and we'll see where he might end up, but I'm sure there will be a lot of teams calling when you're talking about big-time quarterbacks.
So again, tonight it's Chicago and Miami. The Heat, a 1.5-point favorite at home without Jimmy Butler, 6 o'clock tip. And then the later game, Sacramento at New Orleans. New Orleans is an underdog, 1.5-point underdog at home, playing without Zion Williamson against the Sacramento Kings. Of course, the Kings down a couple of shooters. It didn't matter in their win over the Golden State Warriors as Keegan Murray went crazy. As we talked about earlier, if you think Sacramento will win, although it is on the road. As you said, New Orleans does not play well at home. So it doesn't bode well for them with Zion out, but I think you're going to get more of a Brandon Ingram performance tonight. I know he hasn't been back that long from his injury, but Willie Green just did not go with him. He was struggling in their game the other night, but they're going to have to go with him and maybe even Valanciunas a little bit more to battle Sabonis. But how do they defend Keegan Murray, I think, is going to be extremely important. And then with Miami and Chicago, Miami still has a lot of firepower led by a Tyler Hero and a great player, two-way player in Bam Adebayo. But Chicago played really well in their win over Atlanta. Not that Atlanta's great, but they played really, really well. And they go into Miami looking to top the Heat. But I still think Miami, even without Jimmy Butler, and without Jimmy Butler for the foreseeable future, they're not going to be able to make a run. Not like they did last year. But I think they should still be able to beat Chicago tonight and advance to the playoffs.
Yeah, that one, again, that's probably, I think, with Jimmy Butler would be a no-brainer, but without him, it does put some doubt there. And again, last year, Miami made the run, starting with a win in this game over Chicago. I certainly don't see a run on the horizon for them, even if they get by tonight. With Jimmy Butler out, they will be, I think, a very quick out in the first round of the playoffs against Boston.
Did you see the other day remember the proposal of that super league with, what was it, 80 teams? Seven divisions of 10 teams that are comprised from the power conferences, and then another 10-team division.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had the breakdown of what it would look like. And I know what they did. They took the non-power conference leagues like the American, and they put the top 2 teams that finished last year, and they went with those 10 teams from the 5 leagues. But not seeing Memphis even in that, it startled me at first. I don't think this is going to happen. It's not going to come to fruition. But when I saw that, I went, really? Again? And I bring that up because, again, here's more good news for Memphis in case you missed it, in case you weren't listening or weren't reading anything this morning, that there is a deal now with FedEx announcing an NIL program benefiting the University of Memphis student athletes. FedEx will invest $5 million per year for the next 5 years in University of Memphis student athletes who will be promoting FedEx initiatives, with the program initially centered around football, men's and women's basketball, and additional women's sports. Just another reason to love FedEx, as they have stepped up so many times for this city and for that university.
Yeah, there's just, it's impossible to thank them enough for what they've done. And so much stuff that they do that we don't even hear about, like things they do within the community. But man, for that university, for this city, they are as good a citizen as you can possibly have, a good corporate citizen as you could ever possibly dream of.
Big shout out to one of our great sponsors, All Star Chevrolet. You want to get charged up? Come on out to All Star Chevy in Olive Branch. They'll charge you up. Test drive one of their new EV Blazers. It's still Chevy truck season. If you're ready for a new Silverado, they got them. All the Silverados with financing down to 2.9% for 72 months, thousands in cash and trade. The new Equinox and Trailblazers, 1.9% financing. No payments for 90 days, folks. If you want pre-owned, they have just about everything you could be looking for, from Ram trucks to Jeeps to Tahoes to Suburbans. The Traverse, that's a beautiful vehicle. Third row seating. You talk about a luxurious ride during the summer when you go on trips with your family. Check out those Traverses. Military, teachers, college students, healthcare workers, you get an extra $500 bonus when you purchase a vehicle from All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch. Remember, it's not South Haven, not Mount Moriah, not Bartlett or Collierville. It has to be Olive Branch, Mississippi. Get on out there to All-Star Chevrolet in Olive Branch this weekend. Tell them you heard it here on Sports 56 Mornings. Or go to allstarautogroup.com and check out what they have to offer as far as their vehicles are concerned. All their great deals. Again, it's allstarautogroup.com. That will do it for us. What a busy week and what a busy, busy show. We want to thank all our great guests. John Varlas, Brevin Knight, Colby Rogers one of the new Memphis Tiger basketball players, and Rock Taylor from the Memphis Tigers football team. Again, if you missed any of our interviews, you can go to the website at your convenience, sportsmemphis.com. We'll have Brevin, Colby, and Rock's interviews up on featured audio. You can listen to the show. We break it down hourly. We do that for all our shows. Listen to our show's podcasts at sportsmemphis.com. I want to thank you folks, as always, for listening to the program, your calls, your texts. We always appreciate it. And a big shout out to all our great sponsors. Eli, have a great call tomorrow.
Thank you. Hopefully we could get a win.
Do you think they'll win?
I like their chances. It's going to be, on the road with that big crowd, it's going to be tough. But with the situation on defense of St. Louis with two of their best guys injured and out, that certainly helps.
Zach, another outstanding job. Thank you so much, our producer extraordinaire. Wolo and Friends on Sports 56 is coming up next, so stay tuned for Wolo. For Eli Savoy, for Zach Boyd, I'm Greg Gaston. Have a great weekend, everybody.